What's going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, trying a new thing. We got Joel Haston from PinUp Productions with us tonight. It's fucking cool to have somebody who, actually we can get into it if you've ever been in bands and stuff like that. I'd love to hear about that. But it's somebody from outside of, being in a band and in a different part of the music industry.
Someone who's not a rocker. I know what you mean.
No, you fucking rock, dude. Come on. Yeah, dude. Live on YouTube for the first time. I know we didn't tell anybody about this. It was kind of like a last minute deal. Joel said he was going to be live on his Twitch, going live on his Twitch. So what's up to Joel Cupcake Live Twitch fans as well?
I think I'm live. Did I fuck that up?
I don't know. Did you?
Oh my God. I don't know. Did I? Let me look at my thing. I think I fucked it up. Hold on.
Cool, dude.
That's no problem, dude.
Dude,
yeah,
so tight, dude.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to fucking say that this is fucking cool. We've had this plan for a while to go live on YouTube. And, like I was saying, like this was a last minute deal. Since he was going to do this, we were like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go for it and let's try it. So here we are with you guys live on a Thursday. We didn't give you the preparation, so there might not be as many people watching as we probably would expect if I gave you guys heads up. But this is a test, so if it works out well for us, we will definitely give you much more of a heads up on the next episodes that we do this. But yeah, Santa Cruz not native, but Santa Cruz affiliate homie Joel Haston.
I technically am a native. I was born at Dominican.
Okay,
that's legit, dude. It's a look.
Yeah,
that's look style.
I remember you guys talking about New Mexico and shit. So I guess you didn't start in New Mexico.
Oh God, that's a really fucking long story, man.
So you were born in Santa Cruz though?
Yeah. So
okay. All right. So you are native. I was correct.
I was born in Capitola. I lived in Aptos till we were like 5. Then where the fuck did we live after that? I don't remember because I was so fucking young. I was like Capitola and Aptos, and then we lived in Watsonville till I was 16, and then moved to fucking Live Oak. You know what I mean? The fucking Oak, dude.
Did you go to SoCal High, right?
Yeah,
I went to
SoCal High. Yep.
SoCal right here, dude.
Nice.
Yes. Hell yeah. It's fucking, I always tell people that dumb joke they always made at the pep rallies. We're like, what time is it? And then they do the stupid drum roll. It's nighttime because we were the Knights.
Oh,
it's like
you just
that's
fucking.
That's literally the only thing I remember from high school. That's it.
That's a crazy memory that you just unlocked, dude. I haven't thought about that in 15 years. Holy shit!
Wow.
I'm really sorry to fuck you up, Ben. I apologize.
I'm just going down the rabbit hole inside internally right now.
Dude, I'm with it.
I wish I could remember our motto. I just remember Tiger Pride, TN Tigers.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I remember the school song from my elementary school.
What?
That's how. Yeah, Mar Vista, we love you, and all for. I don't want to go into it, but I remember it.
I was gonna say,
whatever
drugs you're on, I need, because I don't remember anything from that time of my life. So
yeah. I mean, there's certain. I remember actually. I was over at Carrie's house last night, and I was, his kid is 1, and I was like, I have a weird memory of being like 1 or 2, and being in my parents would put me in the crib to go take a shower, and I was like cognizant of that. I was like, oh, they're taking a shower. It's time to go to buses and shit. I know, just that's the only memory I have from like.
Dude, I have a early memory too, where and my parents made me realize how young I was, because I was like, I remember you guys putting me underneath the front of a boat, like where the driver would sit and the passenger would sit in this boat. There was a cubby hole underneath for like more storage. And they would put me underneath there to take a nap with like wet blankets and shit or wet towels because it was so hot, and they'd keep me out of the sun. And then they were like, we sold that boat when you were like 1.5. And I was like, wait, what? Damn. Like that technically to me is the earliest memory that I can find in my brain, is being stuffed underneath a cubby hole of some speedboat that my dad had to sell because he had a fucking 1.5-year-old and he couldn't fucking keep the thing on the water because of finances.
Ever since then, he's hated boats.
400 or 454 fucking big block motor in it and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you went to. Sorry to cut.
No,
I mean, I don't have much else with that, anyways.
How do we get
That's why I
a pivot
grabbed
out
my
of
beer.
So after, so you were in SoCal or Aptos or Live Oak, SoCal, and then where did you do after that? Where did you travel to?
Well, after high school, my parents invested their retirement fund into building homes in New Mexico, so that's why they went out there. I still lived in Live Oak for a couple of years, and then I hopped around a few places, like with some homies, like Santa Cruz, just Santa Cruz, Scotts Valley. Like that. We did that for a few years on and off while I was touring. And then my parents, when you go down to the Capitola Village, there's like all those like cute little houses right along the river.
Yeah.
My parents moved into one of those for 2 years.
Oh,
so
wow.
like it was cool. The garage had a separate loft above it that didn't connect to the rest of the house. So I could like be up hella fucking late. I could like stumble home drunk and they wouldn't know. It was tight. It was tight.
Was it one of the colored houses?
No.
Okay.
It was like actually down the river
Down
a little
the
bit.
river. Got it.
Yeah, or up the river, not or whatever the fucking term is. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't study geography, so I don't fucking know what direction.
Moving away from the ocean, it's up the river.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Perfect. And I was right.
I think one of the Expendables guys has one of those houses up the river on the Capitola River there.
Sick.
Yeah.
They're always like jamming there and live streaming and shit. So
yeah, the ones right on the water are like super nice. We were like a little bit in of that, but it was tight. So I did that, and then we moved into this like a condo up in Capitola, like right by Gail's Bakery, and fucking. Let's see how easily I can summarize this. Okay. My neighbor, so it was like condominium. So like it was like one unit was 2 houses. So we shared a wall, right? So the dude we shared a wall with, he owed, from what I understand of the police report, he owed the Hells Angels $6,000 and a lot of cocaine. And they sent 4 dudes to get that stuff from him. And they kicked in the wrong front door and like beat the shit out of my dad.
Oh, fuck.
Tased him, dragged him down the stairs, fucking fucking put a gun in my mouth, fucking trashed our whole apartment, and then shattered my arm with a baseball bat.
Fucking
Holy
shit, dude!
shit.
I had
I've never
no
heard this
idea
story.
this was going this way, dude.
Yeah, sorry. That's
No, don't apologize.
That's the
I'm
easy.
in
That's
it.
that's the short story. So
How old are you? How old are you at this time?
I turned 35 at the end of the month.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, not at this time. At the
of
time
the
of your
story?
story. Yeah.
I was maybe 20.
Jesus, man.
I was not even 21 yet. So yeah, so like that happened. And then so my parents decided to live in New Mexico full time because we were sharing and they were going back and forth. Like I had the master bedroom, and then the other bedroom was for them, like the week or 2 out of the year they were there, like hanging, or working. I shouldn't say hanging, but when you're a kid, you think your parents don't work that hard, So,
Dude, what I gotta go off on a side thing real quick.
What's
the
up?
PTSD like that for you and your parents after that, dude? You moved to
My dad didn't have very much, and if he did, he kept it from me.
Yeah.
For me, I'm fine now, but for like years, I was like the jumpiest motherfucker right out of my sleep. Like I literally, like, for a while I had to drink a lot because it was the only way I could sleep normal. Because I was just like, because like literally I was sitting in my dad's upstairs asleep. I'm sitting in the living room playing video games, and they literally just like combat boots, kick the fucking door down, like guns out and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And like the only reason I fucking survived is they were looking for money. So they dumped my backpack out and my passport fell out. And like, I already thought I was going to die. So what my brain remembers saying is like, you're in the wrong house. There's my fucking passport. Like, look at it. And I was like, what? And then I remember like after the fact, I'm like, why did I cuss them? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that was probably the most poor form thing I could have done. But one of them picked it up and was like, I literally heard the guy go, oh shit, we're in the wrong house.
And they just dropped everything and bounced.
No, that's when they grabbed everything they could carry with 2 hands. So like the TV, the Xbox.
So they still robbed you.
They still robbed me. Yeah. And then the one dude that was definitely like, I would say he was kind of like, I got the impression he was the ringleader. he was like, well, just in case this is the right place, like we need to send a message. And he fucking pinned my arm up on a chair and shattered my arm with a baseball bat. Yeah.
Like some movie Hollywood shit.
Dude, literally. Like Cameron Reed, Joel, they used to sing for Arsonist.
Yeah.
He was supposed to come over that night. Him and
Oh,
Scobie were supposed to
man.
come over, and they didn't come over. And I'm like so glad that they didn't come over. Like
That's intense, man.
That's so crazy. So, yeah, dude. Fuck. All right. Where do I take it from there?
So so then I hopped around a little bit, and then I ended up. So when that happened, they tased my dad and literally dragged him down the stairs. So I fucked up his back. So when I was,
where's your mom during all this?
My mom was in New Mexico at the house.
All right, good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, thank God. She would not have handled that at all.
Yeah.
And so basically, fast forward, I was 20 then. When I was like 26, I think it was, I moved. I had to go to New Mexico for 2 years because they ended up basically like my dad has bulging discs in his spine from that encounter. So like he was doing like 3 jobs at once. So I moved out there to help him like wrap up 2 businesses and sell 2 of them. So I did live in New Mexico for like 2.5 years, but I'm definitely like a loc, as Joel would put it.
That's it's so funny, dude. I was like, I'm trying to find all the connections that I know between you and Joel, and so I have fucking like, roots, things to bring up in conversation. And of course I bring up New Mexico right in the beginning. That just takes you right to this fucking crazy story, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know if I've talked about it on my own show, to be perfectly honest with you. So
dude.
like,
damn.
I don't remember.
I'm glad that everybody's out okay. That's why I was like thinking about like PTSD and shit, dude. Dude, I'm thinking about like how I would be, I definitely was already like, I'd have extra locks, like alarm systems going in every fucking house after that,
Well, so like, it was like weird, like that happened and I've almost died twice on tour as well. So like,
I want to hear all that too, but let's get back to the beginning of where you got into all this. Like, so it's after New Mexico, you come back and you start getting into tour managing, or that was
no. So I was actually, that was all before. So right after high school. So I went to high school with, Arthur Alvarez, who was the guitar player that wrote all the guitar parts for Arsonist, Get All the Girls.
Okay.
And so I was friends with that whole band. So like us doing shows literally revolved around the fact that like nobody wanted to book like the keyboard metalcore band. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, which I understand. like especially like, this is a death metal podcast. Let's be honest. Like I understand, so I started doing that and fucking it just kind of progressed from there. And then like Arsonist, like, do you want to travel with us? I did that. And then I met a bunch of bands through them and just kept traveling and doing it. And like, it would literally be like, I'd have to plan my shows around the tours I was doing. It got like real hectic for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would have to make sure the tours I was on played Santa Cruz. Otherwise I wouldn't even be home to run the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was fun, dude. It was like a blast. So yeah. So it was like, everything was so entwined with Arsenic when we started. My old company was actually called Arsenic Productions. That was what it originally was when all I did was shows in Santa Cruz at the Vets Hall in the 418, like way back in the day.
So you did shows first, promoting and putting on shows before you did tour managing.
Yeah. And then, yes. So I did shows first and then tour managing, and then artist management came like way later after that. But yeah, but I've been a promoter, if you count, the year we didn't have anything going on, I've been a promoter 16 years now.
Is the 418 the spot with no stage, or is at the Vets Hall? What's the one that Brain Drill, Odia?
418.
That's 418.
Yeah, that's the 418.
418. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I know I remember being at the 418, but I just couldn't remember because a Vet Hall seems like it could be also a place with no stage.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Fair. But yeah, no, so I started around that band and then like just met a bunch of people and just kept doing it. And then one day I was like getting emails from actual booking agents like, oh, hey, we heard like you're the guy for this. And I was like, what? I was like, I was just a kid having fun. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was kind of unique for me because like, if you look at like rap, hip hop, death metal, like all of the genres have been established and around for a while. That was kind of like the beginning of MySpace metalcore. So like literally I got to be the promoter as the genre was getting popular. And that was like, it's super strange. Like I have a very lucky perspective, I would say, because of that. You know what I mean? So,
Definitely.
and then I, at first that's all I did. And then I started doing, punk, pop punk, fucking hardcore. I was telling Joel when he was on my show, like we do predominantly death metal now, which is funny. So
that's awesome.
Pays
man.
the bills, son.
Dude, it does.
Yeah,
well,
right.
and you know what? Death metal fans have like the least bullshit. Like the only thing you have to worry about with metal fans is like some people don't want to talk about mental health, and that's literally it. Like everyone else is like, don't be a dick. Like help each other in the pit. Shut up and fucking buy me a beer, and like that's it. Metal is so much like. I mean, it's easier. I'll just say it. I don't care. It's easier. Like there's no
less politics.
Cruise and fucking
less drama, you might say. Yeah.
Less drama unless you have like no offense, unless you have, like the super particular like whiny baby drummer. That's the only thing I hate dealing with metal. You know what I mean?
I don't know any of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've only had to deal with it like once. And that was I don't remember his name. He drums for Despised Icon.
oh.
Like they never sent a tech writer over, and we booked him at the Vets Hall. And he was like, you don't have enough channels. I literally can't perform for you this evening. And I'm like, there's fucking 500 kids in line right up. What the fuck did you just say to me? Like,
that is, I would say like from your position, yeah, that's a fucking hard thing to hear when you're like, wait, we're this far into it.
Yeah.
And now,
like we made it work. Like my sound guy had like a connection in town, and he was able to go get like a bigger board with like the right channels and shit. But it was like I was like, don't tell me that like 20 minutes before the show starts, dog. Like, you have a tour manager, send the tech writer over. That's what it's there for,
Mm-hmm.
Or they sent it and I didn't read it, but I don't think that happened.
I was like 15 in 2005, so I would have been going to the 418 pretty much any time I could go down there. I remember I don't remember a ton of shows like particularly like which bands play, but I remember like going to see the Chop Tops were like huge at the time. So I remember that whole scene was a thing. That whole like punk thing was huge. Blast, I know, was like an older Santa Cruz band downstream of that stuff. And then Expendables hit, and it was just like we were playing reggae, rock, and all that shit. And we did a bunch of shows at 418 with my reggae rock band, and just it was a sick scene. And all those shows, I don't know, I wasn't like super into the metalcore.
Joseph was
we were doing originals, and then we would cover like Sublime and Bob Marley and all that shit.
So at that time, while you're playing in that band, who was your influence?
I was getting into metal, and that's what kind of led me out of that project. But like at the time, we were like obsessed with the Expendables, and they were just like the local band that was kind of making it. And then on top of that, it was Sublime, Bob Marley, like the Legends, and then also a lot of like Social Distortion, Bad Brains kind of stuff. So
it's how big were the Expendables in Santa Cruz? For like when I was a kid in high school, like 2002, 2001, like when they were playing the Catalyst, they would play like 2 nights and they would sell out immediately.
They're still doing that.
Yeah, and it
crazy.
made it up to Pacifica really quick, dude, because I remember being in high school as well, because enough of us, there's only 40,000 people in this town, dude. Enough of us were old enough to get down there, be exposed to it, and bring it back to everybody else that was up here, So it's like it was just a matter of time to hear the Expendables when you're a Pacifica teenager.
Their first 3 or 4 albums are like extremely good.
Ripped, dude.
So sick.
Up until the self-titled one, I loved everything, and after that, it was kind of eh. But dude, the No Time to Worry, Getting Filthy.
Yeah, that's the one.
Fuck, I can't remember.
It sounds pretty Santa Cruz.
Open Container is the one.
Open Container, and then the self-titled, dude. I fucking love all those records, dude.
We should go see an Expendables show together.
I would love to, dude. The last time I saw him was opening up for Steve-O at the Catalyst.
Oh, crazy.
Jesus.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, I saw them so many times live. They played like the Live Oak Grange Hall when I was in like 14, and they were just put out Getting Filthy, and they're just like, all right, what songs do you want to hear? And I just was like, I know like all 20 songs. So I just like named every song, like, and I was the only guy there that knew any of the names of their songs. So just called on me every time.
Yeah,
it was like amazing first show.
A funny story about that Steve-O show real quick at the Catalyst was seeing Expendables. We already showed up fucking pre-party down the street at McKell's, you know, it was literally walking distance. So it's like everybody's already got a heat on. Dusty's with Dan, everybody's fucking there. And we went and Expendables fucking ripped, and then Steve-O goes on and he's like a metal show in itself, dude.
Yeah.
Like Slayer's in the background when he's doing all this shit, and it was during the dark times, so he was really fucking doing crazy shit. And
he brought Dusty on stage, right?
Dusty was fucking heckling.
Oh, really?
Dusty, Dusty, if you're listening, I'm telling your story.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, dude. So he was heckling. We were all fucking wasted, dude. And I don't know why he did this, but yeah.
I mean, is there any other way to see Steve-O though? Like,
I know. It was just one of those moments you were like, you hear something and you're like, oh wait, that guy's from my crew, and it's Dusty, and he's yelling, "You fucking suck!"
Oh, bad like heckle.
And to the point where he's like really loud to where Steve-O heard him.
Oh, no.
And after a while, Steve-O was just like, "Hey, dude, you want to come up on stage?" And Dusty and everybody in the crowd was like, "Get up there, get up there." And Dusty was like, "Nah," and he was like, "You're gonna talk shit, get up there." So he fucking goes up there, dude, and you could see Dusty up on stage. There before you do anything in one of those shows, he has you show your ID to a camera. So all your information's there. It's like basically like, here's your waiver. Show your ID to a camera right now.
Flash
dude.
waiver. Yeah.
And it was okay, we're gonna blindfold you. And he brought up another chick. He was like, all right, bring it. You're gonna talk some shit, dude. Let's do a stunt or whatever. I can't remember what the dialogue was. And everybody was just like, yeah. And we're gonna bring up a chick up on stage to kick you in the balls. And he's fucking, dude, yeah, dude, let's fucking do it. You know. And another chick comes up and they're like, but you're gonna be blindfolded because you're not gonna know. You're not going to know when it's coming. And so
that's
blindfolded Dusty. But when they blindfolded Dusty, Steve-O looked at the crowd and went, and then pushed the girl out of the way, and he was going to be the one to kick Dusty in his balls, dude.
Oh my god!
Or no. Sorry, let me back it up. He lets the chick kick him in the nuts. So the first, because there's two. He goes for the first kick with the chick, and the chick kicks him, and it was like Dusty thought he was done. He was like, "Oh, dude, all right, yeah, dude, fucking rock on. Okay, do I get to leave?" And he's like, "No, you're not leaving yet. We got to do it again for some whatever reason, but this time it was Steve-O." He's like, "Shh," and dude, Steve-O fucking ran up,
gave it to him,
and gave it to him like he was kicking a fucking. Hit me with a football reference, dude.
Yeah, he's punting it.
There you go. Kicking a fucking punt, dude. And that next day, dude, Dusty was like, dude, I looked in the mirror. He had blue balls. He had real blue balls, dude. He had bruised balls. And after that night, you get into this mood of like, I'm going to be all jackass, dude. And I tried to fucking jump over a fucking parking meter, and my shorts got caught on the parking meter, and I like teetered down and hit the fucking pole, and I'm hanging, and I'm like, what is going on tonight, guys? We just see fucking Steve-O, and now everybody wants to fucking kill themselves, dude.
Oh, geez.
All right, long fucking story, but yeah, dude, that was the Dusty Steve-O not having anything to do with Expendables.
Well, kind of.
They opened.
Yeah, they opened it. Yeah, they probably were.
They opened. Yeah.
All right, so back to you, Joel
Cupcake. Yeah.
Joel number 2, Joel Cupcake.
Yeah, funny story is, I'm not a big Expendables fan. I'll say it. I'm like, I just don't. I met one of the dudes when I was young, and he was a fucking dickhead. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And like, it was just like, I like Sublime and like dub like that, but there was like a couple songs where I was like, you guys are just doing too much, man. Like, just shut up and smoke weed and play reggae, or don't, like that's all I remember about the Expendables growing up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But I'm sure if I went back now and listened to them, I'd probably be like, man, this band fucking ruled. Like, I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? Like,
but you got a hardliner, you got like a bad experience, so you gotta stick to your guns, dude.
Yeah, dude. Meeting an artist is sometimes the shittiest thing about their art is like meeting the actual person who made it, and you're like, oh wait, now your art has devalued,
tarnished.
Exactly. And I mean, I think especially all of us on this can attest to that like real well. You know what I mean? Like I worked with some sick bands, or like bands I was like so excited to book, and they were just like the biggest fucking pricks to me. You know what I mean? Like from all, and it's not just one genre, it's literally every genre. I don't get it. It's like, dude, you're getting paid to do what like 1% of people wish they could do. And why do you have to be a fucking dickhead about it?
So what do you think? Do you think it's like people looking at you as like an authoritarian figure in that moment, and they're like rebelling against authority?
Well, I think that's part of it, but I also think it's
when you get told what to do, then it makes it naturally. Most humans are like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, I think the other problem is like there's this stigma that like the agent is the promoter is always like the asshole. Like, okay, the promoter's not going to be honest with expenses. He's not going to pay you what you deserve. Like, oh, well, like the reason you're getting paid low tonight, is because the agent didn't want to offer you more money or some bullshit. So there's always this stigma, like being a promoter. Like I've had so many people I've literally had people try to boycott me from doing shows because they don't understand the backside of how it works and what.
It's like being a mechanic, dude. You take your car to enough shops that actually gouge you or do shitty work. It's going to make every other shop that you go to after that, you're going to go in there with a stink on your face, remembering about those past experiences. But, you might be walking into a shop like Traps Tire and Auto Center, getting your fucking wheels aligned fucking straight by the fucking vocalist of Severed Savior and Odious Mortem. Dude.
I can attest to them. They've worked on my car many times. And
me too. I'll give another. Yeah, they've actually saved me when my car.
I'm actually boycotting it. So
good. There we go.
There was some tour modifications.
That's what I was hoping
that we had to do there too. Remember, we had to take the seats out at my shop too because we didn't have room we didn't have a fucking trailer, so we had to stuff all our shit in the back.
Speaking of which, I just want to explain why we're wearing jerseys tonight.
Oh yeah, dude.
Thank you.
It's a little random. I know,
Cali Death Hoops.
So,
Coach Murray Fitzpatrick, dude. Getting his fucking team together, dude. The Cali Death Hoop squad, dude.
I love it.
Yeah, our buddy Murray basically hit all of us up and hit all of his homies up and was like, he's living in Australia now. He's like, hey, I want to hook up all my friends with the jersey.
This is Murray from Severed Savior.
Yeah, Murray Fitzpatrick. Okay. Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna hook everyone up. What do you want? What size do you want? What do you want on the front? What do you want on the back? We just texted to him. Boom, it's in the mail. It's like,
yeah, dude.
I got the Odious Mortem.
That's so sick.
Dude. Yeah, and they just like, and you're seeing them pop up like all my friends, Facebook friends.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, there's all popping up like.
I saw yours, Joel #1. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's fucking sick, dude.
Dude, we got a roster going now.
Joel #2. So 26th Avenue Beach.
Joel #2.
Yeah.
26. Yeah. So that's why I picked.
Oh, I get it.
Nice, dude. That's my birthday. That's why I picked 8.
Yo, if we're gonna drop 26 Avenues, I gotta give the shout, dude. Best meat in Santa Cruz, Cole's Barbecue, baby. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, okay, you're going
right down there, dude.
I'm going Cole's. Fuck everywhere else. I don't even care.
Barbecue.
I don't even care if one of you four owns the place. Fuck out of their place, dude.
What about
Aptos Street Barbecue?
Oh shit.
What?
Aptos Street Barbecue. Have you been there?
Yeah, it's good.
Well, here we go.
But the first time I went there, I got burnt ends and they were bad. And like,
okay.
I'm sorry, like I grew up, my dad grilled. That's what he fucking did. And like I don't know how you fuck up burnt ends. I'll just say it. You know what I mean? But I will in their defense, that's a family, right? Like they own that one, they own the Mission Street one, and they actually just opened one in Carmel, which I don't know if you guys know that.
No, I didn't.
And it's called Crossroads Barbecue. And so it's like it's the same owners, but they don't cook everything the same way, I guess. Some shit like that.
Okay.
I don't know, but
spin-off.
I go there and the fucking tri-tip is fucking incredible. So,
nice.
But on second note, fuck them because they're not Cole's.
Yes. They're not. There's just, dude, Cole's Barbecue. I've never had a bad meal there ever. Like,
yeah, it's not over expensive, and it's like it's been there so long. Like I don't remember it I've always remember it being there. I don't remember it not being there.
That Portola one.
Yeah.
So it's been open almost as long as I've been alive. And
So-
last time I was there, I heard the son saying, so the son is running it now. So Cole Jr. is actually running the barbecue
sick.
place.
Yeah, and everything around there in Pleasure Point is changing, and it's getting all bougie. And I just love that you go down the street a little bit more, and it's like that part's all the same.
Also, shout out to fucking Casa Rosita's right next to Cole's.
Yeah,
I used to go there as a kid, and that my parents used to bring me there all the time. And I used to hate the mariachi coming up to us because it would scare the shit out of me when I was a little bit baby.
Yeah.
But no, that was like, I mean, that they actually changed owners too recently, but still Casa Rosita's. It's still
Okay.
fucking bomb.
Just
Yeah, it's still
classic
really good.
traditional Mexican restaurant. Or,
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
I get the
taqueria.
chicken enchiladas there. It's so bomb. Yeah.
So
Hell
bomb.
Yeah, I grew up in Capitola. I always went. Obviously, everyone eats at fucking Vallarta. Like, I don't even need to bring that place up.
Yeah.
But that place, and then I was staying at the end of 7th Avenue for a little bit, and is it Michoacan? There's a taco truck.
Oh yeah.
That little,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking
I was
about?
just
Like that
there
little
today.
yellow.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. Those are
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
2 Mexican spots always, like for Mexican food, right there in
I went
Santa
to
Cruz.
actually. I was pulling into Michoacan, dropping off Trevor to go get a pickup. His truck was there, basically parked right there, and I was like trying to find something fancy to go eat because I was already over there, and I remembered I had cash because I never have cash on me, and so I went to Tacos Morenos because Tacos Morenos, like they're the cash only, which I kind of boycott them because they're cash only, and I'm like, fuck you, I don't want to carry cash. They have like a ATM there. It's like, yeah, pay $5 for the fucking fee, and then like,
Hate that.
and then get that, and I'm like, dude, I know you guys are trying to hide from taxes, I get it. But like, fucking, just bring your fucking card machine out. You know, like,
Yeah.
I will spend, like, I will pay for your taxes with my purchases for the year. If you fucking just
give me your
have a-
W-2s.
Yeah,
Seriously.
just I will swipe $1,000 in that store a year if you fucking like put a
Let
damn
me.
card machine in there.
So funny story. Being from Santa Cruz, I've Tacos Morenos. I didn't eat there till after I moved out of the area.
Okay.
So like that place and Harbor Cafe are like the 2 places everybody talks about, right? And like I didn't eat either of those fucking spots until I was like in my late 20s and not even living in Santa Cruz anymore. And everyone's like, "How have you never eaten here?" I was like, I don't know. Joel, or you might remember as well, what was the place that used to be across from Streetlight? Was it like Tamales or something? Downtown?
Downtown across from Streetlight. Shit.
I don't remember there being a
know,
Mexican
man.
spot
Yeah, I
before
don't either.
Vallarta's moved in, and then that became like
Always.
Five Guys later on.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No.
dude, the side that Streetlight's on, I was way more. Everything that I wanted was on that side of Pacific Avenue.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
there wasn't too, except for like Pizza in My Heart. That was on the other side.
Was it in
the?
The bus
In the
stop
bus
is
stop?
yeah,
Yeah.
the bus
No,
stop's
it
across.
That's
was
what I'm
the
thinking.
first thing after the bus stop.
Yeah.
So like I don't remember what it was called. I never went there, right? Ever.
Yeah.
And then I went down there and I met some friends down there one day. It was like it was like my like more like bro-y friends that I hadn't seen in a while. You know what I mean? Like, and they were like, "Oh, dude, we go to this fucking place, like beers." Da, 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 da. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." And then we show up, but it was like, dude, it was
hang out there.
it was
dude.
like fucking yeah, it was like $20 for like 5 tacos and a pitcher of beer.
Okay.
And I was like,
Yeah.
tight. And then literally the place closed like a month later. But I was like,
Oh,
how did I?
no, it's Tampico.
Yeah, yes, that place.
Yeah.
Tampico.
Oh,
They're actually
fuck.
they're ripping it down. They just ripped it down yesterday.
Oh,
I saw
damn.
like they ripped the building down. I saw it in like I'm in these the Santa Cruz Facebook groups and there
Yeah,
people
oh,
posting
yeah.
pictures of it. Yeah. It's
Dude, a
gone
lot
now.
of
The
that
building is
history
gone.
is just getting torn down in Santa Cruz lately.
money.
The
dog.
Taco Bell too, right? The Taco
Yeah,
Bell. on
Taco
the
Bell's
corner?
gone. Taco Bell and Aptos is gone. I think they're gonna put it's gonna be like a weed dispensary, like another one. I'm like, dude, sick. We got 5 within a mile. Like we can find what I need. Like
Yeah.
I can walk to one from my house, and I'm living
Yeah.
like I live up like a mile hill. Like
Get the
I'll be there
sickest
immediately.
mitts for $60
That
an
was-
eighth.
That was the Taco Bell by Aptos Club.
yeah, yeah. That's now gonna be a dispensary.
The
Yeah,
Aptos
so-
Club. There's a word I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, that's actually where I met
Aptos
Casey
Club.
and everyone was standing outside the Aptos Club.
That
'cause
was
I
my
too young to
first
get in.
full set
Mhm.
with Odious was at that spot.
Oh shit.
I was only doing half sets before that.
Well, because there wasn't a lot of places to play back then, right?
There wasn't. I mean, we played like 418, the Gaslighter or something, the Gaslight or something in San Jose. You probably know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
my
and
first. That was my
yeah,
first
Cam-
ever show with you guys.
Campbell Gaslighter. Fun fact: you guys shared the stage where Smash Mouth was discovered. It was in that room.
Shut the fuck
Damn.
up. I mean, it's like a
Yeah.
theater setting,
Hey
Yeah.
now.
old school theater setting.
now.
My favorite band, dude.
You
I
guys
just
could
got
have been all
the-
stars.
I just caught the hey now. Fuck. Fuck.
What's up?
We're dressed like we're in Smash Mouth tonight. But...
Joel, you do kind of look like that guy. You know what I mean?
I do. I've
He's saying we, but it's really just him, dude.
My
we look like Smash Mouth.
Oh.
This is kind of my.
Is that the band that does the
impression.
somebody?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
Yeah.
that's the
So
same.
so
dude.
if you had like a little bit like
Look at
shittier
Joel.
of a goatee and like some
like
frosted tips, bro, you'd be that guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Frosted tips.
Give me that
Yo,
gig,
the-
dog.
Wasn't
the
there like a
earliest-
Oh, go
early
for it,
Smash
dude.
Mouth, the like ska phase was not the worst band ever, dude. I mean,
No, it was
There's
weird
some-
that they went from that to All Star. Like when I heard the transition, I was like,
yeah.
It's funny. I was just listening to a podcast today, and I don't have any of the actual details, but dude wrote a book about ska that's about to drop right now.
oh,
That
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
like
Singer or something?
chronic. Do you know about it, Joseph?
What I know there's a book coming out because it's like a Santa Cruz author, but what's the podcast you were listening to?
Office Hours. Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric.
Is it
yeah,
a book? There's a dude who's just writing it because it was in the like Good Time Santa Cruz, and I know some people from bands like the Square Roots Santa Cruz band, and they said that they were checking to see if they were in the book or not.
Yeah,
So
it was like he archived it all. Went all
Oh.
the way back to like the 50s.
it was
Holy
Zach
shit.
Olson from Slow Gherkin, who's a amazing
Yeah.
drummer in
Gherkin.
Santa Cruz.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was saying he's in the book. That's what I heard about
not
it.
to be interpreted as slow jerkin. Okay, for all you sickos out there.
What is gherkin?
That's a good question.
Gherkin. Isn't that a fucking sandwich place in fucking
San Francisco?
what's Moss Beach down
Moss
on the
Landing?
way to you guys? Right there,
Moss-
there's a gherkin sandwich shop.
Oh, maybe that's what.
Okay.
I actually never knew what it meant, but you know, it's funny. I
Jerking
know
your
that book-
gherkin. I mean, how many times we heard that?
That's
Jerking
true.
your gherkin.
That's true.
So dude just called it a penis sandwich shop, dude. Gherkin.
I don't know. I'm not surprised that there's a book coming out because that whole you guys remember, you're from Santa Cruz, Asian Man Records, like that
Oh,
dude did
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot for like the punk scene, and he's just like never acknowledged like anywhere. It's like crazy.
Hmm.
Like he found Streetlight Manifesto and like the other like 3 biggest ska bands that in the world, and like the dude gets like basically jack shit credit anywhere in like the punk rock history. It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of like Blast a little bit. Well, I mean, Blast does
Mhm.
get a lot of credit, but I mean, that's where I think the story is Nuclear Blast got, part of their name from that band. And I know that,
Which part?
what's it called? The nuclear,
The records part, dude.
yeah, the records part. No, but they, supposedly, well, I mean, I know for sure because Cliff came in my work once and was like, hey, so Dave Grohl's flying into town to come jam with me. And I was like,
Is that the
Cliff's
dude
like,
that
"Shit."
bartends at that one spot?
At the Catalyst? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, he's coming down to come jam for Blast and do an album with us or something. And I was like, going, cool, dude. In my back of my head, I'm like, you probably are on some drugs now. He's like gone down a path. like
Going down a path.
you're going down a dark path, and
The typical like Santa Cruz burnout rock star path. Yes,
totally.
yes.
Yeah. I've seen it too many times. It's just, I saw it because I thought I saw it coming, but literally like a couple weeks later, it's him and fucking Dave Grohl, like fucking a picture of them, and they
Yeah,
did like
actually.
an EP or EP together.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
with Dave
nice,
Grohl,
dude.
and I was like, what the fuck? You just got like Dave. That's cool. Like to see Dave Grohl come and like respect, show the respect to those.
Isn't he kind of a
underground
metal?
bands.
He's kind of into metal, right?
Yeah, he's
He
like a
is.
metal punk rock. Like he knew, so he hit them up to do the record.
Damn, that's crazy.
Like he knew who Blast was and was like, figured out they needed somebody to do the record with them, and fucking he hit up the guys. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, that's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, ridiculous. Pretty much one of the biggest, most popular musicians in the world. Just going
Yeah,
like,
well,
hey, I want to jump on there.
yeah. Well, that's like I remember when the Catalyst had its 20 or 30 year anniversary, however fucking long it's been around now. They were telling me that like the Chili Peppers used to play there as like an opening band.
Yeah.
Well, they used to do a bunch of those like Primus and Chili Peppers, and there's a couple other bands that the whole thing with the Catalyst is they would do they wouldn't tell the band name, they'd make up a band name.
Yeah.
And they'd just like play there, like like
The
some
Undo
funny
shows.
band name.
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember one time, actually, funny side story about Chili Peppers and the Catalyst. This could be what your friend was telling you, because Trevor, like there was a band called like the Chili Pepperettes or something like that, but it was like the Red Hot Chili Peppers with like 2 P's or something, and I don't know, it was like one letter or something like really close to the name, and like he's all, what the fuck? Like Trevor's all, dude, they're playing the Chili Peppers, they're playing the fucking Atrium. Like I'm gonna go, like I'm getting tickets immediately for this, dude. And like got tickets all easily for it. And he's like, that's weird. I got them all easily. And like showed up and it's just like some random like band that's like garage band.
Nice.
So they got you got it was because it was just like almost the name, but only like a letter or two off, and you didn't read it right.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It's like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something.
It was the White Hot Chili Peppers. He got it right.
There you go.
My mom used to be a waitress at the Catalyst in like the 80s.
No shit.
And
Joseph's like, that's how I was born.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't asked for too many stories, but like she got me into a Social Distortion concert like 30 years later, like pulled some strings because she still knew some people.
Shit.
Yeah,
That's
it was rad.
That's tight. That's tight.
That's like my grandma who worked at United, dude. She's like, you can get that standby action if you want in her retirement. Yeah. You're like getting show tickets in her retirement. All right,
that's awesome. Alcohol's kicking in.
No,
there it is.
Where are we on the timeline? Yeah, I want to
supposed to be. Oh, are we supposed to be drinking? Fuck, dude.
Oh yeah. I'm on my fourth one.
Well, you're drinking the Topos.
Yeah, listen to him, dude. I'm on my second. And he's like, I'm on my fourth one.
White Claws that are like 0.02% alcohol.
Yeah. You know what? You fucking big old bitch. You're still gonna get all sloppy off those. Don't act like you won't. All right, dude.
It's number 12. I get pretty.
You and I have both knocked some of those back at the club before together. All right, dude.
They're fucking easy, dude. Yeah. Anytime. Do you ever at one point when you're drinking a White Claw, you're like, kind of be nice to have a little vodka in this?
Yeah, I've actually done it before. I've done like they make drinks too, like certain bars and stuff make White Claw drinks where they spice them up.
Really?
So it's not just like such a light drink.
If you want to get really spicy, there's one of the Gordie Howe, maybe one of the old hockey legends made a hockey vodka that's like the whole label's pink, and it like the portion of the money goes to breast cancer and all that stuff. It's awesome, but it's like pink lemonade vodka. You mix that with the watermelon White Claw, and it's like a whole new world, bro. Like,
damn.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
What are you guys drinking? I got this Opus shit. This really bomb. It's got a little squirrel guy on it, raccoon guy.
I'm gonna go.
What are you drinking,
right
Joel?
now.
Are you drinking a?
I'm drinking a tangerine Topo Chico, dude.
Okay.
How did you get the Topo hookup? Because I saw that, I was so jealous.
Dude, just from being a promoter, like this band that we booked a whole bunch is from the Pacific Northwest. They're like a pop punk band, and the drummer got hired as like a brand, like a brand
ambassador.
Chief brand. No, he's like the dude in charge of brand ambassadors. So they're like, you can't, there's no festival, there's nowhere for him to go like give product out for free because there's no public gatherings.
Would that be like foreign secretary as like head of all the ambassadors? Is that?
I think so.
Okay. Sorry.
Joseph's educated.
No, I got it. I mean, I get it. I had no witty comeback. That was the problem. Like I was like, fuck, he's smart. I got nothing to say. Like
no, it's smart doesn't necessarily mean funny. So
he's like, we can't give people free products, so they're like trying to grow the brand's like reach and awareness. So I was just like I basically his band's booking agent owed me a favor, and I was like, yo, what's up? I was like, you know that favor you keep telling me you're gonna pay me back for? I'm like, yeah. I was like,
let's do it.
As much Topo Chico as you can get delivered to my front door. Like I was like drunk texting him about it one day, and then like a week later, his agent texted me like, "All right, yeah, you're gonna get a pretty big care package from Topo Chico." I was like, "What? What I do to deserve that?" He's like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" And I was like, "Maybe." He's like, "You texted me like last week at like 2 a.m, wasted, telling me to get you free Topo, and I wouldn't owe you a favor anymore." And I was like, "That sounds about right."
Explain to a person like me what the fuck is Topo Chico.
It's carbonated mineral water.
Okay.
So like they take the dirt and shit out of the water, but they leave like all natural shit that it
all usually the metals gets. And
okay,
rocks.
Okay, I got it.
All the micro metals and rocks.
Yeah, and we're supposed to have zinc or something. It helps fuel our 5G microchips
Well,
or some
dude,
shit.
just-
I don't know, dude. Like,
Still water is rid of all of that, and it's actually really bad for you, right?
yeah, like you are
Distilled
not.
water is
Definitely.
actually getting rid of all of that, and if you drink it,
Yeah.
it actually is super bad for your body.
Yeah, it'll literally.
You gotta have all that. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's all in vitamins, and you take a multivitamin, all that. And there's metals and rocks in your vitamins.
So. Yeah, but yeah, so I don't know. That's all it is, Joel. It's tight. I mean, and then now they're offering ones that have like twist of lime and twist of tangerine.
Well, the hard seltzer line too now.
Oh, which by the way is fucking bomb if you haven't had it. Like if you like, you know how White Claw is like tastes too sugary sometimes. Topo Chico just tastes like fucking water with booze in it. I got nothing for you other than I don't have a way to explain it better than that.
So it's got booze in it.
Yeah, Topo Chico's making a seltzer now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Nice. They just put a little water and put like some vodka in there. I'm like, yeah, some fucking I don't know, sprayed a lemon in there.
Basically, yeah. Basically.
They have huge billboards for it. If you drive past Huntington Beach on the 405, every time I see a huge billboard for the Topo Chico hard seltzers, and I have tried it here in this room and enjoyed it very much. So I would love an endorsement from whoever is out there.
I'm not drinking right now, so the last thing I drank before I stopped drinking was the Topo Chico seltzer.
Are you so explain? I know it's something you've widely talked about on your podcast and stuff like that. So you're getting over a small bout with Bell's palsy.
Oh yeah, so I have Bell's palsy right now, which half my face is paralyzed.
It just randomly. This came like 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
No, October, bro.
Oh wow, it's been a while. Okay.
Yeah. So
to be honest, dude, it really isn't noticeable.
It's getting better. I was actually, when you first came on, I was like, actually, I'm actually seeing like progress from when me and you did your show to today.
So I'm seeing an acupuncturist. She's technically a doctor, but I don't like to call her that. I refer to her as my healer. So she requested that I don't have any unnatural accelerants in my body while I'm being healed. So no booze, no caffeine, and no spices.
Oh wow!
So basically, my life's really fucking plain and boring right now.
Sounds like a bodybuilder's fucking.
I mean, I still eat Mexican food, and I don't fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm eating it less because that's like go get a cheeseburger without the cheese. Like fuck you, don't tell me to do that.
They're literally
you know
like, don't put anything in your body that's gonna make anything spike. Just let it coast.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. But it's also like basically I can't have any fucking fun. You know what I mean? So
So
and the no caffeine thing is fucking terrible.
The recovery to it could be kind of long, right?
Yeah, so dude, it's like weird. Like I have a friend who got it, and it went away in 2 weeks.
So take us through when it happened. Did it happen? You woke up one day and you're paralyzed on one side of your face, or
So my girlfriend's name was Trina. Her and I were up in the East Bay. Our buddies opened a vegan, it's a Venezuelan Mexican fusion restaurant, and half the dishes are vegan. So they're like some longtime friends of mine. I wanted to go try the food. We went, we did it. All that day, I had like a really minor little like just pain in my temple. Like I thought it was like a small migraine. You know, no big deal. I'm trying to knock like soda and caffeine and all that stuff for a while. So I just thought it was that. You know, I was like, fuck it, whatever. I wake up the next day, and like literally my mouth is like this.
Yeah.
And then what's weird is it's the right side of my face that's affected, right? When it happened, I couldn't open this eye, my left eye. And my right eye was fine. And then so I like looked up online. My buddy works at Stanford. I called him. I was like, yo, this is what's up. What the fuck do you think this is? You know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, what did you eat last night? I'm like, I had Venezuelan food. They're like, oh yeah, it's an allergic reaction. So I took enough Venezuela to kill a fucking elephant and just slept all day.
Yeah.
And then I woke up the next day and like, it was like kind of painful too, you know? And then like I said, I couldn't open this eye at all. And then I woke up the next day and it was just like, I couldn't blink this eye and my face was still all fucked up like that. And then like, I was like looking in the mirror, like, you know, when you first wake up and you're like super out of it, I'm like staring in the mirror and I'm like, is my fucking face not working? I'm like,
damn.
And then so
stuck open or closed that eye?
Open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like this one, like that's why I see it. Like I'm trying to open both eyes right now.
How was? Oh fuck, dude.
So you have to. You said that your girlfriend had to tape your eyes shut to go to bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was my next question, dude.
Yeah, so not anymore. So I've recovered enough. My eye is at like 90 to 95% recovered. The actual eye, like being able to close, lubricate itself, et cetera, like, you know, so my eye is at like 90%, and like I'm overall probably like, I don't know, 40 to 60% recovered. Because like when I talk right now, you know, my face is still moving. Like before, it was literally like from here over, you just saw no move, like you saw nothing.
And it only affects your face, doesn't affect any like the right side of your body or anything.
Joel, you're one step ahead of me, dude. You got all my questions. You're just spitting them out for me. I'm like trying to spit it out, but now I can just drink a beer. Go for it.
No, chug your beer. I got the show, dude. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry, I was talking to Joel number 1, dude.
Oh fuck, dude.
I didn't address you guys properly, dude.
Fuck, dude. It's all right. It's all right. Can we just kick him out of here? We don't need 2 Joels. It's like, no. What was the last thing we said? Sorry.
Oh, it was only.
Did it affect your body?
So it can. So it can like, you can get long-term body paralysis from it. That's like extremely rare. Basically it's like a mini stroke. That's the best way to explain it, without any dangerous stroke elements. Pretty much is what happened. So like, and that was my big thing, is like when I woke up the next day, my lip, especially with the lip being stuck like that, I was like, did I have a fucking stroke? Am I having a stroke? You know what I mean? Like, you don't like, because a lot of people have strokes when they sleep, and a lot of people die.
Your mind always goes for the worst of obviously when you see something extreme like that.
Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck? So I fucking, you know, and the fucked up part is we're in the middle of COVID. So my fucking girlfriend's freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, I have to take myself to the emergency room. Like, you can't come with me. And she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, they literally won't let you in. Like, I'm not being a dick. Like, literally, they won't let you come with me, because I called ahead of time and they were like, you can't have anybody with you. I was like, what if I only have one working eye? I still have to drive myself there. They're like, yeah, or we can send you an ambulance. And I was like, I'm not falling for that. I was like, I'm not falling for a $3,000 taxi. Like, come on. So I literally like, I literally like drove down 68 like this.
At least
I've done that drunk before. I'm just kidding.
Well, I know that road because I live in Pacific Grove, so I know that road like the back of my hand. So drunk, one eye, whatever, I got it, dude. Like, it's all good.
Drunk, no eyes, whatever.
Yeah, they showed up and it was like, they were just like, it's a bunch of bullshit with like your forehead and your tongue. So like, because half my forehead still works and I have full control of my tongue, they were like, oh, you have Bell's palsy. It wasn't a stroke. Because I guess the stroke, the way the nervous system affects you, when your body tries to fight back, it paralyzes your entire, like, you can't move your forehead at all. But like, I can move, you know, like I can.
Yeah.
I got this guy. It's just
Ace
fine.
Ventura, pretty nice, dude.
Thank you.
I've tried my whole life, dude. I can't really do it.
Well, the funny part is before this happened, like I'm right side dominant. So it was always like I had to raise this one. And now I don't even have to try. I just go, what's up?
It's slick now.
Yeah. It's like I'm a little bit more subtle and sneaky.
Do you have to take a bunch of time off of Joel Cupcake Live for?
So I actually took my vlog or podcast, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and I transitioned it into like every week I was actually documenting, like, this is what I learned this week. This is the treatments they gave me. These are the pills I'm on, etc. So for the first, like, I think it was like the first 8 weeks or 6 weeks, I documented that. And then now I just do every month, I do like a health update basically. So
how was that first episode getting back on camera and
dude,
trying to talk into a microphone?
Well, my face wasn't working yet.
Yeah.
So like at first it was still like, I mean, Joel probably remembers better than any of you, because I know we're friends on social. It's like for a while it was literally like I'm talking and just this whole everything you see here is just not moving.
Yeah, I've watched I watched a lot of your live stuff and stuff.
Yeah, so it was like fucking. It was really nerve-wracking, and like mentally I was like, fuck, what if I'm stuck like this? Like that was just plaguing me for the first like 3 months. Like, and then I have Medi-Cal because obviously I'm not working because, you know, the fucking industry shut down. And so just the medical system yes, I have free healthcare and I should be thankful of that, but it's a fucking mess, obviously. Like the medical system in America is a fucking joke. I think everyone can more or less agree on that.
Yeah.
And they didn't, the first doctor I was seeing, he straight up hits me with, I don't believe in acupuncture, so I'm not going to recommend that for you. But this motherfucker was making me take, I was taking the pills that like kill herpes and shit. I was taking the stuff that kills Lyme disease. And like, I was taking all that stuff mixed with steroids. I get weird
too, dude. It's like they'd rather just put a white powder in your body than any other alternative.
Yeah, and like they were making me do all that mixed with steroids. So for like the first month, I was like not shit for like a couple days at a time. Like that was terrible. But then I would have like hot and cold flashes. Like the steroids like wrecked me, and then I'm taking all these crazy medicines. And the one they gave me one for shingles, I think it is. The fucking pill is so big, dude. When they gave it to me at the pharmacy, she goes, you have to sign the pen pad that you acknowledge that you have to take these sitting up or standing, and you won't lay down for half an hour.
Hazard. God damn.
The pill was a fucking, I'm like, I can't control half my mouth and you're giving me a choking hazard pill? Like, that seems fucking smart.
Just give me a suppository, dude.
I know.
Honestly, at that point in time, I might as fucking well have, dude.
Yeah.
And then, so after like 4 or 5 months, my regular doctor, I finally started seeing her. I didn't have to see the dude I was seeing for the palsy. And I was like, I want to try acupuncture because we have a friend that got it. Dude, she had it for 10 months, poor girl. And the only way it went away is they not only had to do acupuncture on her, but they had to do like electroshock acupuncture. So they put the needles in you and then they run electrical currents directly into your fucking face. I'm not going to do that. There's no way. My brain can't compute that in a safe way.
That's such a crossover of like ancient medicine and current technology.
Exactly. And that's why I was like,
we're breaking, we're fucking breaking down boundaries here, dude. We're cutting through the supernatural, dude.
Yeah. So I was like,
gonna fucking evoke spirits coming out of my cheeks, dude.
But yeah. So like literally I went the first day, I met the lady. She's like an old punk rock lady, so it's tight because we just talk about music all day and like weed. It's sick, you know what I mean? So literally first day, I got it done, and then we were driving. Where did I go? I think we were driving to go visit her parents. They had just moved to Vegas or something like that. You know, her and I were going on a trip somewhere, and like we're like 3 hours out of Monterey, and I stop at a gas station, and I'm like, you know, you look in the rearview mirror when you're about to back up, you know what I mean? So I look up and she said something and she made me laugh, and I fucking smiled on both sides of my face. Literally first acupuncture session, I got this part of my face back.
Damn.
Wow.
Like right off the bat. And I was like, so I saw my doctor the next week and I was like, why did this other asshole that works in the clinic with you not let me do this earlier? Like,
yeah.
So yes,
I've proof it's working. See?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then so that was at first, it was just my face, and then all of a sudden, like, it hasn't even been a full 2 months of me not having to tape my eyes shut. Like I had to do that for like 5.5 months.
Wow.
I had to literally like every day and night, like cut a little. They actually make tape that works on your skin. Mm-hmm. It's designed to make sure, you know, because when you like, we all have grandparents, you've seen their hands, and when you put the fucking the things in, they bruise. So like the tape's designed to make sure you don't even bruise on an old person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So they gave me a roll of it at the ER. They were like, just take this roll, like we won't charge you for it. And so I was having to literally like pull the eyelid down and fucking put it there, you know, every night, dude, every night. And then you wake up, and even with that, I'm having to put drops in because it's so dry and bloodshot. And that was the other thing that fucking scared me. And especially you, are you the only one that wears glasses?
I think. Yeah, okay. I think
so. You understand?
I should have them on, but I can't.
Well, so basically, they said the number one concern with Bell's palsy is that patients don't take care of their eyes and they lose the eye. It doesn't work.
Shit.
So I'm like, great, I might be stuck like this and I might turn into a fucking pirate. You know what I mean?
So you're buying fucking like pint-sized bottles of Visine and shit.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of that. I literally have 2 bottles that are always with me. One's just like a re-wetting, and one's for like a irritated, like a red eye drop.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joel remembers I had to wear an eye patch for like 2-3 months.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I was gonna say, did you tape your eye shut and then use the eye patch to say fuck it? And okay.
No, so during the day, because the whole thing was like part of your eye control is the instinct to blink.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, we want you to do that because if you're not using the muscle memory, it's going to take you longer to recover. So I would walk around with the eye patch on, and if the wind did come through, like I would try to blink, and it would the muscle would remember how to work. So, but like I mean, I couldn't even. It was so bad. Like you don't realize what you use both eyes for, and like
totally
depth perception and shit, dude. The first I couldn't do a single. I didn't work for a month and a half because I couldn't look at a computer screen for more than about like 15 minutes without this eye just turning bright red and literally like burning.
Yeah.
So like, and then when you do the one eye, it strains the other eye too much. I was like, dude, this is bonkers.
Damn,
dude.
Yeah, and then after like a month,
and then Joel was bringing up his tinnitus thing on your podcast too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you guys have a common thing going right now where you guys had like a solid. So far, you're already a half a year into the Bell's palsy thing. You said what 6 months before you started really adjusting to having the hearing loss too in one ear. It's like, fuck, dude. I'm even though my ears are probably definitely lowered from all the death metal and car noises and shit my whole life. Like at least I still have 2 ears that work at the same efficiency.
Yeah.
And 2 eyes that work at the same efficiency. They're not like 100%, but they still work the same. And I'm hearing like the one not working as much as the other, and I'm just like, it's giving me a little bit of an anxiety attack right now, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
in the beginning, I mean, it's I'm sure Joel can attest to what going through his Bell's palsy and shit. Like in the beginning, it's a bunch of freak out, and like we said earlier, it's you're thinking it's gonna be like this forever, and that's how I was with my ear, which they said yes, which sucked, but you basically that denial entry phase for the first couple months. You're just like flipping your shit, like not understanding, you don't understand fully. Because I just thought, for me, I thought like, oh, my ears, I got earwax. That's what I thought. I literally thought.
I was just going to say, podcasts to you is his tape on his eye. That's what you were drowning out your tinnitus with.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I still have to go to bed to that every night. I go to bed to a podcast or something playing because it's just white noise. If I don't, it's like super ringing.
So that's the tape on the eye for him, dude. It's like, fuck, you guys got to do an extra step than we do just to fall asleep at night.
It's like we're both named Joel. We both have JH initials. We both have parents in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and California.
I know, dude. What the fuck, dude? If you got 2 of something, you're gonna lose 1 of it.
Dude, right? Like,
we're both big dudes. We should just start like a security company, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, or like Big Joel's Movers. And it's like, which Joel are you gonna get to move your house today? Like
they're like, oh fuck, I got Horner. God damn it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but no, it's like.
Do you guys have different middle initials?
Mine's N. What's yours?
Okay, mine's F. I was about to freak out if it was F, but
dude, I should have just waited for you and been like, yeah, same.
Well, we've created a new name on this podcast that I think should become popular, which is Jolsif.
Joseph.
I have a couple friends that call me that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Oh, my Joseph, and he's just Joel.
No, I think Joseph is just it's ambiguous between me and Joel, but it just is a name that occurs not unfrequently. People just say it on accident.
Joseph and Josel.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid. It's like decrepitated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Decrepitated tormentation, dude.
That's
for people who were really
dude.
around in the beginning.
Yeah. If you know Decrepitated, shout out.
Our new band.
I'd actually love to watch that episode again. We're referencing the pilot episode of this podcast.
Yeah, no one's ever seen. We're bringing it back.
Well, it was on the internet for like the first week, and then we were like, you know what? Let's take it down. We'll start it with Deeds.
We deleted it for episode 1.
I have a guitar profile called Decrepitated Tormentations. I started writing.
Dude.
Started writing a song.
I love that.
Yeah, I should open it up again, but
Dude, shout out to my cousin Eric. I used to work. He just left my shop, but he worked with me, and he was a flubber of the English language. And
I thought you said fluffer at first, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
No, I'm referencing.
I was like, "We're really going like
the Robin Williams Disney movie Flubber."
Yeah,
I'm referencing that, dude. So he flubbed, or I'm referencing Flub from it's Sacramento. So
yeah, or a woman that gets the male talent hard, and then anyways, keep going.
I know, dude. I was just showing all the different references.
Michael Alvarez, shout out.
He butchered a few words, and tormentation was one that like made me literally laugh out loud. So I looked at that. And it actually was a word in like the 18th century. It's like 18th Scottish English, 18th century tormentation.
Dude, I think so. Sorry. I think we should call the new Odious album Decrepitated Tormentation.
Dude, I'm down, dude. You know I'm going to say yes, dude.
Why not, dude?
It fell out of my mouth, so of course I'm going to say yes. And we were talking about deprecated, and all of a sudden I mixed decrepit, deprecated, and decapitated all in the same decrepitated tormentation, dude.
Let's just do it, dude.
So, why do I end everything with dude? Why don't you guys tell me to stop saying dude?
Bro, listen, do you know Chase, dude?
Huh?
You know Chase, dude?
No, Chase, dude. I definitely know
I don't know if you
dude.
watched all of our episode with Joel and I, but we literally have like a whole conversation about how who else is it that fucking does that?
You said Naveen.
Scobie and Naveen.
Scobie and Naveen, yes.
I've been watching a lot of Copper Crab and cracking up about Naveen based on the conversation you guys had about how he talks.
It's funny because I was talking about like that slang to them, and they're like, dude, Joel, you do it too. And I was like,
you just said, dude, Joel. Oh, wait, no, that was them talking. Never mind.
Well, no, but we all say dude, but there's like a way they say it though.
Yeah. It's inflection on how they
like if I saw Joel at a show, I'd be like, Joel, dude, what's up, man? And then but if I saw Chase would be like, dude, what's up, man?
Like, look around. Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you're not saying dude, you're saying did.
The sever dudes would call me bro dude because I would always start a sentence with bro or dude and end it with bro or dude. So they're just like, dude, bro.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Like bro dude. Bro dude. Like this dude. Nothing. See, I just did it. Fuck, I didn't even mean to do it right there. I just did it. You know what I mean?
It's fucking it's Cali Coast, dude.
Dude, when I started touring in like 2006, I toured from like 2006 to 2010, and it was like the only time I would ever get pissed is when people are like, "Hey, man, you have a California accent," and I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck did you just say to me?" I'm like, "We're normal. You're
like,
with an accent."
Yeah, no, maybe, but what the fuck, dude?
Well, y'all got an accent.
Yeah. I'm like, "No, dude, listen, it's fucking tubular on the West Coast, all right, dude? Like, fuck you, Alabama, and your shore, all right, dude?"
We're just here to shred the gnar and fucking take off.
We used to have discussions about that with Matt and stuff. Remember, it was like,
oh, dude, Matt's got what
was like the original English, and I would like mess with him. I'd be like, dude, it's British, dude. Like they're the ones that have the original English, and Matt's like, no, but like we speak it clear, like California,
more phonetically,
or like like that's like
in reality, it's just
like English without an accent. Yeah, but even if you have an accent without any like tinge to it, like even in New York, like people speak, even in Texas, people speak like
different
like
dialect,
that
not
like
even dialect, but yeah, if you add in
that flat English without the dude fucking blah, blah, or without the fucking this or whatever the Texas thing, like you know, it's just that flat English. Anyone can speak it, and it's like that was like that's like the default English for the world, and it's kind of true. But I was all like, no, it's like British, like like no. I was like, but actually, I was wrong.
Well, dude, I have this female friend from the East Coast that's got like pack the car, fucking dogs back, all that shit. And like we used to go out for drinks and stuff. She's all like, what do you? She's all I was making a little fun of her accent. She's all, what do you want me to say? Park the car. The way she said that, I was dying. Yeah. The way she like,
and you're like actually that's the most I understood you all night.
Yeah. My last episode of my show, I had somebody from Canada on. And it's like hella funny because he sounds completely normal. And then if you hear him say oot or a boot, that's it. But the rest of the time, he literally sounds like he's from fucking like LA. Like he sounds like us. And then it's just like, yeah, and then, I was interviewing this band, and and then like they wanted to know what the interview was about, and I'm like, motherfucker! I literally brought it up at the end of the episode.
So one thing that I was already going to bring up was you just said hella funny, and the word hella, even back in the turn 2000 or 2003 4 when I started hanging out with Casey and Joel and shit, they used to make fun of me for saying hella.
Oh yeah.
Now that's just an international fucking word, dude.
Yeah, well, like, it's because I don't know why hella was like the valley thing. Like, I don't know why we associated that with the Central Valley. Like, because I've always heard it from Bay Area people. You know what I mean?
I think Santa Cruz kind of put their foot in the sand, put their line in the sand or whatever, saying
that's totally.
If you say hella, and that means you're not from Santa Cruz. And even
I
growing up,
I never heard it in San Diego ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were like militant about it. Like in high school, they were like,
but now
said hella, like they would make fun of you. They're like,
I'm hearing people in New York doing podcasts, and they're saying the word hella, and I'm like,
oh yeah.
Well,
I think it was one Stefani or something that like made it international. Obviously,
they're
I say hecka. Just because some people says hella.
It's actually funny. Dude,
that's hecka sick, dude.
That's hecka wicked tight, dude.
I try and do that in front of do the hecka. I don't even really say hella that much actually anymore. It's probably because of you guys. You guys probably shoved it down inside of my psyche. So
that band Hella?
Oh yeah, dude, it's killer fucking band, dude.
Hella's killer.
Zach's a sick drummer, dude.
Yeah,
Zach he blew my mind because he's got a style that I've never seen. I mean, it's super spastic, but at the same time, like he's
hella sick.
It's hella sick, dude.
It is hella sick. But you know what, dude? We get crap for that word, but I toured with this band called The Network from Boston. They were like, I don't even know how to describe it, like an Ion Dissonance type band where it's like really techy and really heavy, but they had a lot of like insanely fast parts. They toured with like Ed Gein and shit. That was like the wheelhouse. And everything was fucking wicked. Like that's wicked sick. Oh, you want to go get hey, you want, and then they always so it's not pack, like when we go say, hey, I'm gonna go get like a pack or a case of beer, it's rack. If you don't go
rack.
30 rack, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like a rack of smokes too?
It'd be like, really? I'm gonna go get like I'm gonna go get a rack of beer and we're gonna have a wicked fun time. And I'd always be like, you guys are that motherfucking word, dude. and then those specific guys on tour, when they saw an ugly chick, they were like, oh, look at that fucking swamp donkey over there. Like, nobody better lose and talk to her tonight. And I was like, geez, fucked up, dude. I was like, that's something.
Like, so the surfer one, the surfer one was there was sea donkey.
Yes, which I guess makes sense.
But if you go more inland,
more swampy.
When you're swamp, I guess.
Either way, it's like you're not going to find a donkey in either of those places.
Exactly. That was kind of my point.
Or in the swamp.
I was like, all right, dudes. Like, I mean, they were all fucking hilarious, but like the shit they said, I was like, dude, wicked's not a good adjective, dude. Like, I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, like hella is, or you fucking putting dude or bro before everything is.
So I'm having a fucking blast right now, guys, just so you know. But I want to get back to the music part of it, and like you just dropped a couple of names. Ion Dissonance, Ed Gein, that's all like the black market activities era, all that stuff. So those.
I just like to say real fast too. We got someone chatting in. This guy James Moran, the live chat.
Oh, shout out to
James.
Shout out
for your comments, man. Pretty funny. We're having a good time.
Dude. I mean, anybody's in there want to ask some questions.
We're all just flying by the seat of our pants here.
I met up with James last time I was in Santa Cruz, and he sold me some microphones, and he's fucking rad. And shout out to James. He's a longtime listener and a cool guy. So
back on track.
Back on track.
It was like right in the middle.
It's all good.
Oh, fuck
so I was
sorry.
So
Joel, shut the fuck up, dude.
Joel number one.
Dude, I have to take a number two.
I'm trying to talk to number two, dude.
Thank you. God, somebody addressed me appropriately. Finally, it's
I've already been just saying, Joel.
Too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many Joels in the podcast, dude.
Too many Joels. So those name drops just made me think of like an early era that you obviously were active in managing and putting on shows at that time as well, right?
Yeah.
So one is like, who was the first group that like you were working with that things made you feel like, okay, was PinUp a thing? When did PinUp start? And like, when did you start feeling like, okay, this is actually a really serious thing. Like I got to give more of my life to it, and for a good reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. So I mentioned it earlier. Like I was just doing shows at the 418 for fun, literally. Like I had like Pat who passed away from Arsonist, like his little brother worked with me. I had our friend Lucy. Ethan was Pat's younger brother, his friend Jose. We had there was a bunch of us that like we all did, they were my team that helped me do the shows. And we just did 418. And then one day I got an email, like I said, she actually is still in the industry. Her name's Amanda Fior. She
I know
is
Amanda.
she's like the label manager at Sumerian Records now.
Nice.
Yeah, she used to be a booking agent. And she emailed me, and the package was Winds of Plague, Catherine, Born of Osiris, and At the Throne of Judgment. And like she hit me up for that. And this was like probably fucking 2008 or maybe even earlier, like 2007. And she was like, I need $1,500 for the package. And like before that was like, I mean, I booked my fucking friends, and it was like, all right, we'll split the money. Like, if I book like Arsonist and Taste of Blood, it's like, we'll just split the money 3 ways. Like I was chill with it. I didn't know what I was fucking doing. I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when she was like, I need this, I was like, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot. But like I'd already booked Catherine and Winds of Plague multiple times in the area. Born of Osiris was like super hot because that was when like when the like Suicide Silence and like the pre-deathcore movement was kicking in. That's what I like to call it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll do the show. I ended up that was like one of the best shows I've ever booked. Lineup wise, like just attendance, everything. Like I fucking slammed the show out. And then I was like, because like I booked everything. I was the person I talk shit about now, where I booked everything over MySpace. Like when people book shows over Facebook, I'm like, dude, send me a fucking email. Like, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's like, don't Facebook message me. I have literally 3 different emails. Like, choose one.
Yeah.
And so I just done everything over MySpace because that literally
was like the main hub for us back then.
Well, and it was just so easy to use. Like,
Yeah.
It's not like today where like, oh, are my messages filtered? Am I even going to see if somebody messages me about a show? Back then it was like, oh, Odious Mortem, click message. Yo, can I book you for $600? You know what I mean? Like, it was that simple back then. Like, it was kind of like the Wild West, And then so that happened. I was like, fuck it, I want to do this full time. Like, let's just rip it. I had a good support system. We like would go. There would be like 100 kids partying at my house after the show. Like that was when it was cool to be into metal and metalcore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it wasn't like we had friends where we were the weird metal dudes. Like everyone else that was a punk dude was now the weirdo.
Yeah, totally.
So I just ran with it. And then a couple of years later, I met Andrew, who actually started PinUp Productions, and he worked in San Jose. And long story short, I was young and very headstrong, and there was a place called The Cave in San Jose, which some of you might remember.
Yep.
The promoters that ran that place were fucking dickheads, and they like stole the show from me and told a couple local bands, like, if you play for Joel, you can't play for us. They like tried to do this whole mob bullshit. It was like crazy. And so my response was, I am not going to tell any bands that at all, that they can't play for me, and I'm going to put these fucking assholes out of business. So I found this guy, Andrew. He started PinUp. He wanted to do stuff in Santa Cruz. I wanted to do stuff in San Jose. We started working together. We like combined our teams.
From Santa Cruz to San Jose, what's the drive?
45 minutes. You know 45. What I mean? Yeah. So like it made sense logically.
Yeah.
And like they had a lot of good local bands. We had a lot of good local bands. And like it was interesting because this is like back in the day, you could book Moria. Literally, I did a tour where I booked the tour in Salinas, Santa Cruz, and San Jose. I put Moria on each show. Each night did a minimum of 300 people.
Fuck yeah.
And like, it's not like that anymore. You wouldn't be caught dead
those,
with a
you
routing.
see that in LA pockets too, dude. Like
Yeah.
you play enough shows within a few days of each other down in SoCal, you'll see some familiar faces at each one of those shows. They'll follow you through all 3, 2, whatever. And that's what I love about, you know, those big pockets of fans, to where it's like it ends up being like a little mini Grateful Dead situation where people are following your next fucking gig, you know?
Yeah. And so we did like some of those shows together, and like all the people that were helping me with Arsenic all grew up. Like we were all kids together, you know what I mean? And you know, some people wanted to go to college, some people needed a career, some people had to take care of their families. And so it ended up just being me. And I was already working with Andrew, and he had his own full staff, but I came in and I was immediately, it was just a partnership. You know, Andrew and I are still friends to this day. I was the groomsman in his wedding. You know what I mean? Him and I were roommates for a couple of years. Like, and he was like, yo, why don't we just, because everything was like an Arsenic and PinUp production. And he's like, why don't we just do one name? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I was like, all right, well, this is what I make. I was like, you know, I'll still have a day job. That's fine. Or like a part-time work. But like, as long as this is worth my while, like, let's fucking do it. So we did it. You know what I mean? And then a couple of years after that, Andrew was like, I want to get married and, you know, not be living paycheck to paycheck. So he wanted to learn how to do real estate. So he went and did that. And then I run PinUp. I mean, I have a whole different team of partners and people now, but for a long time, it was me and everybody else that helped.
Yeah.
And
So
when did it migrate down to Southern California? Because now PinUp books a lot of shows down here where I am, for sure.
yeah. So another story akin to what I said about the cave. There was a group in San Jose that popped up doing shows called Cry Wolf Entertainment. Cry Wolf, but spelled like WULF.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually the first group of people that tried to do the whole like boycott Joel, like he doesn't treat bands fair, all this, you know, like you have one show where something goes off the rail, or you have to ask a band to cut a song because of the headliner, and they don't want to know what the reason is, you know, they just get mad. So it was funny because they started putting on killer shows, and I met a couple of the guys, and I tried to squash the beef. It never really worked. And then one of the dudes, and then I had a spy in their camp, to put it deceitfully. And he was like, oh, yo, like the 3 guys that own the company are fighting. So I called Dave Forster, and I go, yo, like, I know you the best. I like you. We get along. We vibe. He also, like, one of those dudes was more into like 5 Finger Death Punch, like just super mainstream stuff. And the other dude was like an older, like bar metal head. You know what I mean? And Dave was the one that he listens to Parkway Drive and Hatebreed and like the shit I listen to. So I called him and I was like, yo, I hear you and the guys are on the outs. Come be a part of PinUp. I'll make you like vice president right off the bat. Only deal is I don't like anybody that fucking works for you, so only you can come.
Damn.
He said yes. And then so he worked with us for a couple of years in NorCal. He was already good at what he did. I taught him, like, I have like a specific way of doing things. Like Joel's seen how I am at shows. Like I have like, there's
Joel mode.
Yeah. Yes. Like, so I taught Dave that. He learned well. And then he was with a lady for a while that he's not with. And they were like, we're going to move to LA. Like she wanted to go down there for work or some shit. And he's like, I'm going to go, like, let's do PinUp LA. I was like, bro, if we can make it work, like it's going to be competitive. Let's fucking do it.
Sick.
So, and that, you know, we've been doing shows in LA 3-4 years now, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. And I must've seen some of them. I love that 1720 venue that you guys have.
I hate the location, but I love the venue.
Yeah, inside is really nice. Yeah.
Yes. So so we've done that, and in the last like 2 years, we've expanded. Like we're doing Fresno and Sacramento now.
Oh, sick.
I work with Ernest a lot. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's the guy that does all the metal shows at the Phoenix Theater in Petaluma.
Oh yeah, I love that spot too.
Yeah, I love that place. So him and I are doing a lot of stuff together. We have some. I can't spoil it, but we have some thrash legends coming up in November there. That will be announced very soon.
Metallica? Sorry.
Okay. This will give it away, but some partying thrash legends coming up. That might give it away.
Sick.
So,
Exists.
yes. No.
Okay. Toxicology.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
that's 2022. But
shit.
I wanted to say I think I played the first pinup show that was hosted at PBW in Pomona.
Shit. What band did you used to be in?
I'm still in Transcend the Realm, and we opened for the Zenith Passage and Kennedy Vale.
Mm-hmm. I remember that tour.
Yeah, and they played PBW. I think that was the first time that Pinup Productions booked out of that spot.
I believe you're actually correct, sir.
Yeah,
I believe you are correct.
So what's your link with Nick Bain? I know Nick Bain. He does
the Hard Times,
which is
yeah.
And just shout out to Hard Times, fucking the news stuff. Like the news posts are like probably the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
Dude,
like
seriously,
I literally that's probably the only like Facebook group where I'm scrolling and I'll just read it and I'll literally I'll start
the Hard Times.
Yeah,
dude, I love the hard fucking.
I know. I'll literally start cracking up like audibly, like at work or something.
They
get me.
I love Hard Times because I feel like it doesn't matter if you're like a hardcore kid or like a death metal kid or like a mainstream metal kid. Like their captions, their headlines are the shit we all will want to say and don't say. You know what I mean? Like, because it's like I don't want to say this because it's going to offend half my fans. Or like in your guys' case, this might offend some of my fans. Fuck, dude. But like, Hard Times said it. It's fine. It's fine. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like the Onion, but it's like the Hard Times.
Yeah, it's the Onion basically.
That's our music.
Hardcore.
Yeah. It's so good, dude. So clever.
Nick, funny story. Nick actually used to work with me at Arsenic way back in the day. But he was into like, I don't know what, I mean, he listened to like the Locust and like the real offbeat punk stuff. But then he also listened to like, bands like a lot like Birds, like stuff that is now considered like prog indie rock. But like back then it was just considered like real far reaching, like mellow punk music. There wasn't a term for it back then. The genre didn't exist. There was just a few bands that did it. And Nick loved that stuff. And he always wanted to book it and bring all these weird, expensive European bands over. And so we just stopped working. He just stopped being a part of the team because I would never do what he wanted, which shame on me. I should have been, because he started doing stuff on his own as Bane shows for a really long time.
That's right.
And it worked. But to answer your initial question, we went to high school together.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I think there was a connection with you guys.
Yeah. So him and I and Pat from Arsonist and Cameron from Arsonist all went to high school together.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a very rockin' high school. I mean, you got like Chase, Naveen, you, all these like people coming out of that high school around the same period. I mean, it was definitely one. I mean, compared to my high school, I mean, we had Taste of Blood, but I mean, there wasn't like, there seems like there's been a lot. I know. I wish they should do a reunion.
I have both physical copies, dude. Unless you guys did some demos I didn't get a hold of, but I got whatever the first one and the second one that was the first OG independent, which is like a red cover one. I can't remember album names, but then the green one that came out on, who actually put that first one out?
Tribunal.
Yep,
Tribunal.
Let's say Tribunals.
Sorry, I am obsessed with Predator. Like that record.
Yeah.
Stands the test of time. Like Joel, you've seen every time I talk about top records lists, it's literally always on it. Like like if you like heavy music that you can like mosh, like hardcore dance to, Moria is always what I tell people to check out from the 831. And if you just like fucking good tech, like more like tech metal stuff, I always tell people to check out Predator. Like
check that shit.
Oh, definitely.
Animosity is what took me. I actually got to that before I even knew Joel. It's funny, it doesn't take that long to end up connecting to somebody, that's close to you, because the grids only reaches far in the underground if you're in your little Bay Area, lower Bay Area, but I got to Taste the Blood from Animosity and then hooked up with Joel and the Odious guys, and then found out that Joel actually was an original member, right?
Yep.
Was it original?
In high school. Yep. Yeah, we started it all together. Me, Tommy, Derek, and this guy Garrett and Martin all started in high school. We're in a punk band, or there's a band called Illbreed. It was like a punk band out of Aptos, and they were like, it was one of those things I think we talked about on one of the podcasts where I showed up and played a riff for them. I played a Cryptopsy riff for them, and they were just like, "What? You could play Cryptopsy?" They were just like instantly like we got to start another project. We got to get something going. Blah blah. And we basically got it started, and this is how the Taste of Blood started: was to play the Battle of the Bands in high school. We wanted to play the battle because we would, you know, every year we'd see the Battle of the Bands and stuff, and we all played instruments, but we all like didn't get together and actually play, you know. And we'd see these bands playing, like, damn, they're actually like pretty decent. And we went, got the band together, probably played for 2 or 3 months, played the Battle of the Bands, and won it. And then we were like, oh shit, this is like an actual thing that we can do. I thought I was just doing it for fun, to be like I want to jam with my friends and be in a band and see what it's like. And I had like my little fucking crate combo amp on stage, and it was like super, like a $200 amp, and just went there and we won. And fucking then we were like, okay, that's kind of like what gave me the bug to keep to actually want to be in bands and playing bands. Was that
how old were you?
I was 16 or 17.
It's the time, dude. If you play in front of people and you pull it off around that time, dude, that's the deep set seed with plenty of water on it, dude. And then after that, it's like you got to shine your light on that fucking seed, but it's still planted at that. It's definitely that age.
That's all I wanted to do. I mean, you were going to like, you know, a 6 show at Slim's or the Pound and watching bands up there and just like being like, I mean, me and Joel talked about, you know, and Brandon got word of it too, but Brandon from Abhorrence, like watching Abhorrence play when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, this band's from fucking Santa Cruz. And I watched them play a humongous show in the atrium and the Catalyst. And I was like, damn, that's like, he's living the fucking dream right now. You know, he's probably making like a $50 or something, or $100. Like, he's like, but still, it's still, I mean, he was like, you know, young, playing in front of everyone. And we were all young too, just like sitting there starry-eyed going like, damn, dude, he's like up there doing it, man. It basically really inspired me. That was those early shows back at the Catalyst stage.
Lord Shredder, dude.
Yeah, Lord Shredder, exactly.
Lord Shredder, dude.
I know.
There was a Fairfield band that really inspired me when I was like 15, dude, because we brought them out to Brisbane, California at the 23 Club. I was literally,
where the fuck is Brisbane, California? Not to interrupt.
It's
by Melbourne.
So it's north of South San Francisco.
North of South. So it's San Francisco.
No, maybe it's east of South San Francisco, but yeah, it's basically right in that area, like that pocket between San Francisco and South San Francisco. Okay. South San Francisco and San Francisco don't border each other. It's weird.
I know that. Most people don't, but I know that.
So in between those two, there's Brisbane, and it's just part of the industrial area. You know, I work in the industrial area of South San Francisco, and it doesn't look much different once you go to Brisbane. But off to the side of all the shit, the industrial shit, is just a little fucking town, very, very small. And they had the 23 Club, and I knew if I had my bass player of my new metal band in high school, Flatline.
Also respect that name. Very, very, very new metal.
Nice. Yep. Had the fucking shitty printed out stickers that would scratch as soon as you fucking rubbed them. But
speaking of new metal, what's the biggest new metal band back then?
For me?
Yeah. That's what you say, Korn for
no, I was gonna say it's Slipknot for me, but Korn was in there, dude. Nate, what's up, dude?
We mentioned Korn like every episode. So.
Joel's like, we haven't said it yet, dude. We gotta squeeze it in there. Long run on the 23 Club. So we used to get this band called Distratic from Fairfield, and they were way further ahead of us, dude. And they had their own little gimmick and good songs too for kids that were seniors in high school. Maybe a couple of guys that were already graduated, but obviously old enough to travel down from Fairfield. And I remember them headlining. We got this small show. I didn't get it together. My guitar player got it together, and we were just, you know, it was like a co-headlining deal. We were only doing like half covers, half originals, and these guys come out with the full fucking set. They got the whole stage fucking shit on lock, you know, they got the fucking antics on stage and shit. We're just like, oh yeah, dude, this is how you do it. But at the same time, you're like, as a 15-year-old kid who's seeing that and doing shows with these guys, like they were very, humble dudes, very, social, to where it's like all our little questions after the show. It's like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. They were totally there for it. And I was
That's
just
so
like,
sick. That's how it should be.
that's the one situation that I'm putting together now that like is the root of it all. Like, here's what we tried. These guys are like, we're already a couple of years ahead of you. This is what's going to happen. And then you just go from there.
Yeah.
Can I ask Joel about the Haston, about the artist management that you're doing, just so we make sure we hit that on the episode?
Oh, yeah. So long story short, about 6 years ago, Josh Espinoza called me up.
Of,
Josh.
Worship.
Yeah, he's in Worship now.
Trevor's my roommate's jamming with them now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he used to be in a metalcore band called Fate 13. I don't know if that rings a bell to any of you.
Yeah, it totally does.
And they were pretty popular back in the day. Well, he called me and he was like, "Hey, I know you're helping out this local band, trying to like get out of the area." He's like, "I have a bunch of connections from like my world." Because I mean, like, for example, you guys are all musicians, right? The lead artist rep for Fishman Pickups is fucking Ken from Unearth.
Yeah.
Like most people don't realize how much of the metalcore and like metal world has bled into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So like Josh, I have all these contacts. He knew somebody at Orange, Mesa, all this stuff. He's like, let me see if I can help you with this local band. And I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it, dude. And like within a month, he had like a deal with them with fucking Mesa Boogie, like a band that's never left 831.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and
okay.
That's like all I knew about back then. Like as a guy who wasn't a musician, I just heard, I saw the Mesa Boogie,
Exactly.
Mesa Boogie, and I'm just like, oh,
so they were
that's
stoked.
what everybody fucking does.
So they were
This is
stoked.
the Mesa Boogie. All right.
Yeah. So we did that. And then it was just kind of a like, we're all from the Bay, and most of you are either from or familiar with Santa Cruz. Like, there's a ceiling because there's no music industry in Northern California. We all know that. You know what I mean? So like the odds of bands getting scouted and found from our area, like without help, are basically non-existent. Like Arsonists might be one of the only bands that qualifies as that, and like the Expendables, and like Good Riddance, but like a lot of other bands, like, oh, like they knew somebody from a band they toured with from their last, there's always a connection somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh and I just were like, yo, let's just fucking do this. And when we come across bands, whether it's like a band I had seen on tour that was sick, or like if any of my buddies, I have dudes from all sorts of bands that are like, they'll call me, yo, this band just fucking opened for me. Like, I got their demo. I'm emailing it to you right now. Like, there's so many managers and industry people in the game that overlook the little dog because nobody wants to do the fucking groundwork. And, I'm lucky. I've got to be promoted for 16 years. I don't know how to do anything else with my life, but it's also what makes me happy. Like, I'm very blessed. So my whole attitude with that was like, I want to help find bands that are overlooked and try to help them live their dream, or at least get them on the right track, even if I don't make it happen for them,
Totally, dude. And I was, just thinking about how if it wasn't for guys like you who have the attitude towards it, like you're talking about right now, the underground, I mean, San Francisco underground is done, dude. Like the fucking, it's done.
Yeah.
It was done pre-pandemic too, like ever since the Pound, closed, it's just like, I feel like it's been harder for tours to come through San Francisco, you know, and, but it's guys like you who have that underground, mentality that keeps it alive, and will find a place outside of San Francisco to play, and the tour will still come through that bubble, that vicinity, and people will still make it out to those shows. And that's what I love about this shit. It's like,
I agreed.
And I'm not, I mean, you're doing bigger than underground shows, but I'm just saying it's like that mentality is like a guy that you're really wanting to look for when you are an underground act, because you understand what it is to be an underground act, to try and come through, a hot spot.
Yeah.
Joel's a gem.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, other Joel. I appreciate that. But yeah, like, dude, you're 100% right. And like, it's even like, I've had some problems with certain rooms in the Bay Area. Let's just say that. I don't want to get any of us in trouble. But like, there's certain rooms I won't work with because I'll go into that room, or that room will call me, hey, I'll give you $500 help promote Revocation coming through on tour, for example. And I'm like, okay, tight. So what do you want? Like, do you need my team to work the show? Are you being fucking lazy? Or do you just need help with like marketing and promo? Because you know that I'm more in touch with the underground scene. And they're like, yeah, that and ticket sales. And I'm like, okay. And then this is where we always have a problem with every one of these fucking clubs. And some of these rooms are rooms I grew up going to shows in that I love. I go, okay, so how many locals can I put on the show to help push, whether it's just promotion or push tickets, either or? And they either go none, or they're like, oh, well, we already have this band that like it's like one of our security guards works in, or like the manager is a friend with. And then they will always drop the name on me, and I've never fucking heard of the band. And I'm like, dude, I understand this is San Francisco, and I'm from the South Bay. Technically the 831, which I know some assholes still don't consider part of the Bay. But I told them, like, dude, you got to have a relevant local band if you want relevant new people in your fucking club. And so many of them just have this like, well, why? When the Foo Fighters come here, they come here with the two support bands and that's it. Oh yeah, that's the fucking Foo Fighters, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, so I've always, like, the last time I booked a show where it was just a package was literally because of a time constraint. That was it. I'm always like, there's a local playing, because the local can bring something to the show, but also it helps the local, you know? Like, how is our scene going to survive and prosper if the bands in the area aren't getting exposure outside of their friend circles? Like, they're either going to have to pay a fucking metric ass ton of money to market themselves, or they're going to just get fucking lucky.
Yep.
You know?
Totally.
So that's kind of why I have the attitude I have about it.
Definitely.
And it's guys like that we still need coming out of this shit too, for how things are going to be live, you know. It's going to be hairy for a little bit, but I think that we'll prosper and we'll get back to exactly where we want it to be, you know.
We have a lot of good hardcore and death metal, hardcore and thrash metal shows on the horizon, and there's some cool, the industry is working on some really cool death metal stuff too. I'm very mad that Deicide Tour is not playing the Bay. I really don't know why the fuck that's not happening. Because I'm not driving to Roseville just to see fucking Deicide and Cataclysm. I'm fucking sorry. Fucking
I got plenty of spots I could stay up there. I probably could make that show if I wanted.
It's on a Monday though, I think.
Nope, not going.
Yeah, see, exactly, dude.
Yeah. Like it's got to be close enough, like for those week shows, those, you know, weekday shows.
Yeah.
Those are definitely always around, and then they got to be within a vicinity that I can make, or else it's just I'm gonna miss it. It's not gonna. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, and that's the other problem with like the Bay, and like why I have like helping the locals, because you need extra help, because look at these fucking goddamn tour routings. Yeah. Nobody considers San Francisco a big city anymore. Like, the bands will come, they'll hit the West Coast, and then what's Friday, Saturday, Sunday is San Diego and 2 LA shows, and the Bay is always a fucking Monday or a Thursday.
Yeah. Dude, it really was the pound, dude.
Yep.
Don't you think?
Once we lost the pound, people stopped giving a shit. And I've told agents, like, I've literally challenged them. Like, they'll hit me up for a show. I want this. Okay, where's your day before? They'll tell me, and I'm like, you can make that drive, just switch the date. And they're like, why? I'm like, I'll pay you another $1,000 and I guarantee you the show will sell out, and you don't expect that. And they're like, there's no way you can make that happen. I'm like, fucking nut up then. You know what I mean? And then we do it and we sell the show out, and then the bands are like, oh, you know, because I'm just, you know, the whole A market nonsense is just, it's all just corporate fucking idiocracy, you know?
Yeah. So are the main markets, because I know there's secondary markets and like the first market and second markets, are they, so they're changing? So for like a first market or whatever you call it would not be San Francisco anymore. Would it be Sacramento now?
So on paper, San Francisco is still considered an A market. It's just in our scene, it's not so. I'll spoil a little bit of stuff. You're gonna see a lot of tours that only play Sacramento, or they do Berkeley and Santa Cruz because they can't hit San Francisco direct.
What about the Metro? Is that gonna still get some stuff?
I don't know what's going on with the Metro.
Okay.
I asked them about holds a few times and got a runaround. So I don't know. I know they were having that huge
What are
problem.
holds for us dummies that don't know what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. So like
No, what are holds?
Holds. Oh,
holds.
sorry. So when an agent asks me to book a band, usually the tour's not finite. So like say Odious Mortem wants to play a weekend in July, so say the Friday, Saturday, Sunday is 18, 19, 20. It's smarter for Odious Mortem to hit me up and go, hey, can we get holds for all 3 of these dates so you see what rooms are available?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Instead of just having a specific date, because if you have the specific date and every venue in the Bay is booked, you ain't playing the Bay, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially now with us having less rooms, So, yeah. That's what a hold is. That was a great question.
Right, yeah.
I'm not used to being asked that question.
Well, I'm actually interested. I want to know all these terms.
No, I love it.
He lives a completely different, life, and what a band lives. What his life and how he looks at it on the business side is super intriguing.
What did we do? What did we do on that fucking tour, dude? We fucking got pieces of paper. There were Google Maps to get to the next show. This is how much you're gonna make. And it wasn't that, and then you gotta
it was way more, right?
Yeah,
it was way more.
Yeah, dude, totally. And then and then you just fucking show up and play, dude, and you get drunk and you get chased through Rochester, New York, like Joel number 1.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised to hear
on his birthday.
Can I ask another question for?
Yeah, shoot.
Indisputably, who's gonna know this? What should an up and coming band who's like got a bunch of material, thinking about signing to a label or potentially going independent, what kind of considerations should they have on the table as they're making that kind of decision?
The number one answer for that is money. If you can pay for music videos and marketing and things that help your reach on your own, then fucking do it. Especially if it's your first release, because if you have like a banger ready and it can be good, you taking the 2 years to grow that, try to tour on it, get signed, stuff like that is, and then if you are that confident in your band and you find a team invested in you, like a good manager and a good booking agent, and even sometimes, good marketing or PR person that'll actually stick around, when they grow you, all that money, everyone that goes and looks at your first release goes back into the band.
Yeah.
Because that's why some bands wait to do 4 records and then they put it out because they're like, oh, this is going to be our biggest release yet. We'll make all the money off of it. Yeah. What's your 4th record, dickweed? So that record probably cost you 30 grand instead of 5. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, you're making all the money, but you spent astronomically more, so that would be my first piece of advice is, if you can pay for it, the music isn't what it is. People don't buy fucking CDs. Vinyl's made a really big comeback. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're not going to talk about streaming because I'm just going to go off on a rant about how Spotify can fucking light on fire and jump off a fucking building.
I've heard plenty of people say the same thing, dude, and we got to back it.
Let's just put it this way. I haven't expected to shell out lots of money for a band because they're huge in my region on Spotify and they draw 13 people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I actually literally, when an agent comes to me and tells me, hey, they have no history in your area, but they have huge Spotify numbers, my exact response is, you're getting a fucking door deal or I'm not doing the show for you. And they're like, what? And I'm like, that doesn't work here. Like, I've been doing this for 16 years. You think I don't know my market? Like, don't bullshit me. If you want me to do you a favor, just ask me to do you a favor. Yeah. Yep. That's another good thing I can tell, a young band. If you have good stuff, be confident, but don't be a shit seller. You know what I mean? Like, be yourself, be real about it. Hey,
Mhm.
I think we have good music. Check it out. That's it. I don't want like, I'm going to be selling out the Whiskey a Go-Go in 4 years. And if you sleep on my fucking band, you're a moron. If you tell me that, I'm not going to listen to your shit.
First, yeah, be confident in your own shit, dude. Before you even come talk to anybody, make sure you really fucking back your shit, because that'll be, your bluff will be called very quick if you're not confident in your own shit.
I think Joel made a good point too, because there's a band like Son of Aurelius who literally put out maybe 2 music videos or a music video before they had done anything really. I mean, they had the album that they self put out or whatever, and then they did a music video, and their first tour was with Whitechapel. So because they had such a connection, and they made that, they decided to make a visual, fucking push that, and then their first option for a tour was Whitechapel, So that was every show sold out, like humongous.
Like so many bands are like, we have this record, let's fucking release it. It's like, dude, like, okay, bands don't know this. We all see the bands with their bragging rights and their playlists on Spotify, right? You need to do 3 to 5 weeks between every song that you want to try to do placement. Spotify will not let you submit playlists for a whole record.
That's crazy.
Is that why a lot of bands are defaulting to releasing?
So it takes you a year to spread out a 10-song album.
If you want to try to accrue playlisting through Spotify, which is the best way to guarantee higher plays. So that's why so many bands do the, back in our day, it was like 2 songs. Back in our day, it was like 2 songs, then the Ripper's out. Now it's like, here's 4 to 6 singles before the whole record's out.
That's how Gojira had like 7 or something. Yeah.
Well, they exist on a plane of doing whatever the fuck they want anyway.
No, totally. I figured it was actually, I was thinking, when they did that, I was like, is that the new way of doing things now? It's releasing a single every month.
I think it is, dude.
And
I think on that, to answer that question, I think it is, Joel. You guys all are familiar with the Acacia Strain, even if you don't listen to them. Their last album, Slow Decay, that band has never charted #1 on Billboard in all the 14, 15, 18 years they've been a band ever. That last record, they're on Rise Records, which is a huge corporate owned label now. You know what I mean? This is not confirmed. From what I understand of the situation, they said, hey, we're in COVID. The record's 10 songs. We want to release 8 of them before the record comes out, using letters to spell the name for the record out. We want to do this whole crazy visual branding thing, see if people can figure it out. From my knowledge of the situation, Rise told them, okay, but if this doesn't work, we're dropping you. And what happened? Because they released the record in the hype they did with that rollout, they charted #1 at Billboard the week the record came out.
Jesus.
And they beat some bands that are much bigger than them. No disrespect if you hear this, Vincent. I love you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And so I think it is the way to go. Like, I've been
having a treasure hunt involved. Do you think that might have a little bit
added the marketing part of it? Yeah.
But it also could be, and I'm not trying to be offensive, but the ADD mentality of current society. It's a whole album. It's hard for somebody to sit down and experience a whole album in one sitting,
especially nowadays.
And I'm not talking about myself, because that's actually personally my favorite way to take in music, and from a specific band or group or whatever, is to just sit and which albums were made to be listened to in a whole, just take this chunk of time,
Yeah.
And I don't think that and I'm not saying this is like, oh, I'm an old man now. It's just like, maybe that's just the way things are now. Do people still do concept albums in popular culture?
They do.
Is it chunks? And if it is like still a conceptual album or whatever, chunked up throughout a year, like I'd still back it. It's kind of giving it to you in doses. That's totally cool. But if it's just like, we're gonna start just releasing singles, like that's a different thing too. But like finding a full album that's still put together as an album, Like, as long as that's still a thing, I'm still down, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know about waiting for my favorite shit to just do a song per month or whatever. I'm like, just give it to me at all right now. Let me just absorb it all in one.
Well, I think the mindset behind the song, releasing a song at a time is that nowadays I've noticed even with myself is a band comes out and, and I do, sorry, Joel number 2, I subscribe to Spotify. So like a band comes out and they drop an album, and it's available at 9 p.m. the day before or whatever, because it's not, it's Eastern time, whatever. Usually it comes out on midnight on Eastern time. And what I've noticed even with like fucking bangers is that I'm usually kind of like, it usually just falls off the radar after a month or two. It's just gone. Like and they shot their shot and that's it. And the album's kind of just forgotten and the next one's coming out. And if a band's like, I think the mentality behind it is they're releasing a song at a time to be like, okay, hype again. It's like, it's like an album every time almost. Like
it's like catching the news cycle, making sure you're in that chunk of news cycle as long as you can before it gets disappeared.
Well, it's like having, a Case of Strain 8 songs. It's like releasing 8 albums kind of on your social media. You could post it every time, be like, boom, huge post, blah, blah, new song, blah, blah. Like you could do that 8 times.
But I was saying they also have the conceptual thing going too, where it's like a treasure hunt along.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Kind of
that's cool thing. That's a cool mixture of like trying to get that kind of hype and that one song release hype, but along with marketing behind it that's making it kind of exciting where people could be kind of still paying attention to each song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's the wave of how things are going to be done.
Oh, totally.
Well, Joel, the reason it happens, and I can say this now because they're fucking bankrupt and defunct. Fuck Victory Records, but the reason we're in this mentality,
the Hatebreed right now too, dude, is that the
no, it's a Hatebreed.
Oh, what's up, dude? That's sick, actually, dude. Sick. That's a cool crossover.
Yeah.
So real quick, where's Hatebreed from?
Hatebreed's from Connecticut.
Wait, hold on. Show that again. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Hatebreed with the Sharks crossover. So how
Anthony, let's see if you talk.
He's about to go into a point though. I want to hear what.
Am I?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I want to hear what Joel was going to say.
So Hatebreed did their 25th anniversary tour for, I think it was Perseverance 3 years ago.
Okay.
But we're fucking old because Hatebreed's old as shit as well. So I don't know. But so what they did is they hit every market they hit had a sports team or a farm team in it. So they literally made individual shirts for every show. So when they played Sacramento, they had the Hatebreed Flames with the Kings logo and then the Sharks logo because they didn't come to San Jose or the Bay. So they sold them in Sac.
Oh, cool.
And then so like when they played LA, they did it with the fucking Dodgers and I think the Kings. You know what I mean? So like they literally was like, this is fucking smart and we want to do this for our fucking fans. And they fucking I had a buddy who was actually he was the runner for Hatebreed. That's the person that goes out and gets the things they need for the normals. So she's like,
civilians.
He's like, yo, I'm doing running for the Hatebreed show. He's like, well, you have to see this merch item. And I'd literally like just immediately sent him $30. And I was like, I need that right now.
In my size, please.
Yeah. So
fresh off the press, dude.
Do you need to see it again, Casey?
Dude, that's dope, dude. That's so cool. I mean, that is a really good idea, dude. Do limited runs of your band shit with local sports teams, because you'll hook Joel right away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Joel number 1.
I mean, me too.
Yeah.
You get a Kansas Chiefs suffocation shirt or something.
Dude, you're in like 50-60 at least, dude.
I'm huge into Sharks. I love Sharks. I go to as many games as I can.
Yeah.
Post COVID.
What would you rather have, a Suffo Sharks or a Suffo KC? Not Casey Howard, but KC Chiefs.
Chiefs for sure.
Yeah,
I want a Suffo with Casey Howard.
I think that Suffo would be cool.
That'd be sick.
Suffo Casey Howard.
Joel loves me, dude.
I know I have like Casey all over my room. He's like, dude, are you like obsessed with me, dude? What's going on, bro?
I love it. But my point before the Hatebreed thing, other Joel, was that Victory Records pushed this mentality of like, record deals used to be fucking, look at all the Queen records. They were like 2-3 years apart. That was the norm. And then Victory was the first record that the first label that kind of did you need to put a record out every 13 months.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were one of the first major labels to do that. Well, I shouldn't call them a major label. That's giving them way too much fucking credit. They were one of the first labels to do that.
A younger me would have looked at them as major, but I mean now, obviously,
Yes. So, but from that mentality turned into the I mean, you can go back in the day. Look at fucking It Dies Today. For great example for us old heads. They got a new singer and took a fucking 9 months to put out a new record and didn't tour, and people literally forgot about them. So because of Victory and Trustkill and the mentality, I mean, I'll straight up tell bands to their face, yo, if you don't do anything for 6 months, you're not fucking relevant and you fucked up.
Yeah.
I'll straight up tell people that. If you're a band that needs 3 months to finish a record, that's tight, but you better fucking tour to the goddamn studio. Then tour when you're out of those.
What if you do 13 years between one record and the next, dude? What do you think about that, band?
Listen,
called
dude.
out hardcore right now.
Listen, dude.
We're
that's a boomer question. I don't think I want to go there, dude.
We're not even worth our weight in beans, dude.
You guys are also different. Death metal is different. That's
hey, Tool did it. All right.
Let's not talk about Maynard.
Speaking of jerseys,
let's not talk about Maynard. Okay, let's talk about Odious fucking Mortem. You know what I mean? You guys had a good fucking following. You came out with fucking some awesome fucking music. You built it up. You did some shit you did a little bit more the techie heavy stuff before other people. So you have the fucking bragging rights. So your dicks are on the table. You know what I mean? So it's okay that you waited so long. You know what I mean?
It's all good, dude. It's all about just making shit. Man. I was just fucking with you, dude.
No.
That was a rad thing you just said, though. That was really cool, man.
It's true. Good. So I'm green to death metal. I don't know everything. I can't name fucking every Cannibal Corpse record off my fucking head.
But you had Joel 1, so he
exactly
knew about Odious back in the day.
Well, and that's my point is anywhere I go, I say I like death metal. Oh, where are you from? Santa Cruz. Oh, any good metal bands from there? I say Odious, Mortem, and Decrepit Birth, and people know both bands. Or I mean, they could be faking it to look cool. But most people that I encounter,
we're overrated, dude.
I'm not going to agree with you.
I'm just kidding.
He's just fucking with you. I don't even know if we're rated.
I think you. I think you are. I know people are stoked. You know. I mean, dude, in my circle, when I told people I had Joel from Odious Mortem on my show, they were like, "You know that guy?"
Dude, I'm pretty sick, dude.
You are pretty.
I mean,
you guys. I could tell you guys were old friends
Joel's
on your episode.
Yeah,
I could tell that.
But Joel's also kind of a rock star. I mean, he played in Motley Crue for a minute.
Yeah. I work IT, and I drink White Claws. Everyone wants to hang with this.
Yeah, didn't you smash Pamela Anderson too at some point in time? Right, I heard that. Right, dude.
Yeah. It was just for a little brief period.
Joel's a lady killer. He's an irresistible human.
He is, dude.
He is.
I can't resist him.
I know. We're talking about Joel number 2, right?
No, we're talking about.
I can't resist.
I don't know what number is which Joel. Which one is number one?
I think Joel. I think we've succeeded in our mission, Joel. If they can't tell us apart anymore,
right? It's just JH, dude.
You've just melded into one guest now.
It's all like liquid now. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we are both lady killers, so that's fine, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's for sure. Yeah.
Dude, so you sound like
literally. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's
Joel. Listen.
Okay.
Cali Death podcast listeners, if you haven't figured it out, call the FBI. Joel Horner is the Zodiac killer. Okay,
oh, shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't look in that shed over there. It's all good.
I was gonna bring up the shed, dude.
It is in the tree.
Bro, you brought up the shed. Why'd you do that, dude?
Actually, we're cleaning out the shed so we could fit 2 bikes in it right now. So
what's up? What kind of, just regular mountain bikes or?
I am that asshole that was during COVID, and I was like,
you got the motorbike thing.
I
got the e-bike. I got a super fancy $3,000 e-bike, and I've literally, if you count how many times I've ridden it so far, it's been $1,000 a ride. So it's 3 times I've ridden it. So
yeah, but I kind of want one of those. If you don't want it, you can just If you don't want it, you can just give it to me. Like,
yeah, it'll just be. I mean,
that'd be perfect for Monterey.
That's amazing, dude.
I mean, we're the same.
$1,000 a ride because it's only ridden 3 times.
We're the same person, so technically, I would just be borrowing it from myself, right?
If you ever need to borrow it, it's all you.
What do you think? If put one of you on the handlebars, how would it go?
Dude, that thing is powerful. It goes 28
miles
an hour.
on an e-bike, dude.
Dude,
we should just make a YouTube show that's just that, dude. Just you and me riding around. You and me just riding around together, like.
And just Joel on the handlebars with like a selfie stick, like with a camera, and we just like talk about shit. And
I'll put like a sunflower dress on and everything, dude. Like,
you got my vote. You got my vote, dude.
That's all I ever want.
100%, dude.
Oh,
so what's the future?
Weeds. Just call this podcast the Weeds.
Yeah,
the Weeds.
Whatever.
I'm trying to. So, what's the future of metal shows in the Bay Area?
Yeah, what's your
or the
you
or
sound
the
like
country,
that's why Casey,
or the world, or
also too though Joel's the right guy to ask because Joel's like in charge of a lot of
that was my next question. You sound like a guy who wants to hit the ground running, dude. You want to hit the ground running.
I'm like an airplane.
You're like a beautiful airplane.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I do want to hit the ground running.
Thanks to Murray for this.
I've been doing this for 16 years, like I said earlier, and I don't know how to do anything else with my life. So not to get sad, but yeah, I'm ready to come back. As far as the state of shows, we're gonna be the last state back to 100% capacity. There's still gonna be metal shows, like B-Side's already confirmed. We have some rad shit in the works coming. I think the big question just depends on when can we go to full capacity and how many bands want to come here because of it. Because
D-Side already confirmed, of course, dude.
Yeah. So I am
working from Florida. Of course, they're gonna confirm first.
So D-Side's playing in LA or like California, right?
Yeah. LA and Roseville. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah. So my bad.
No, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I have a couple bands that have told me like, we're not going to come play for you if the venue can't be sold to 100% capacity. And I'm like, oh, tight. Did you forget the last year and a half of our existence?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's the capacity? Like when DSI comes to Roseville, what's going to be the capacity?
So I don't know because Sacramento is a lawless wasteland.
Yeah.
Like, because there's so many, I don't want to get political. There's so many people split on the spectrum of politics in that area that it's like, are they just going to see what happens? At the end of the day, it's up to the cops, really. If the cops get an inkling of the show and maybe there's too many people, because I believe right now, if you go yellow tier is the lowest you can go in California of like the COVID ratings. Santa Clara and Santa Cruz both just hit that. From the rollout they announced like a couple months ago.
What's the capacity at something like that though?
60%.
60.
So yellow is the best because it's 60. But also I just found out today from one of the rooms I work with, it's technically 50 to 60, but that's if everyone in the room either has proof of their vaccine or they have a negative COVID test within 3 days of the show, or if you're like a rich ass club and you can just provide the day of COVID tests, like the instant ones.
Yeah.
So if you don't do that, you're only allowed 30% of your room.
Damn.
Which is like, Slim's only hold 1,000 people. So if Slim's was still open, rest in peace, you'd only be able to get 3. Like, how is a band like Every Time I Die or Cannibal Corpse plays Slim's? You know what I mean? How is a band that's used to playing to 1,000 people supposed to make money playing to 300?
Nothing.
I'm surprised Slim's could hold 1,000 people when you said that. I thought that was probably like a 400 to 500 person room.
But you're not thinking about upstairs where all the merch tables are. Like that actually is standing room too.
Yeah. So it's 1,000 people. I think in the later years they didn't sell past 800. So you're technically right, Joel. But
are you going to raise your prices?
Just triple the ticket price and just be like, all right. So I know you guys saw Paul McCartney a couple of years ago, but you're going to see like Cannibal Corpse right now. You're going to pay $1,000, but hey, you're going to see it with like
Oh no, I bought Chiefs tickets for my dad and I over in Kansas City. I bought them the other day and it was $1,600 for two, and they're not even that good at seats. And that was from
whatever,
tickets.
dude. You're gonna be there with your dad, dude.
No, I'm gonna be stoked. I got it.
That'll be a good ass time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good father.
People like
son
will
bonding.
pay like when they like want something.
That's the demand.
Like that,
I mean,
you know?
right now because also because we've been so sheltered. Like
like
you think that they'll pay like Joel? Do you think they'll pay like $40 to $50 to see like a decent?
So I will tell you, a lot of bands seem to think they will.
Yeah.
My requested ticket prices are higher. I've always been a person that prided myself on trying to not do an expensive ticket because I don't care about the money. I care about the show.
But it also helps the band, you know.
Yeah.
And also a bar too. A bar is big too. Like if you don't take a lot of the money out of the people's pockets, they can hit the bar, and that could be some sort of a percentage or something.
Exactly. So there's a lot that goes into it, but like, I'm not increasing my ticket prices too much. Most of the shows that I have coming up that are going to be expensive are going to be expensive because the bands are requesting that ticket price.
Yeah.
Which that's also a new thing. That's only happened the last like 3-4 years of the business. And there never used to be, hey, this is what we think you should charge for our show. That was never a situation before.
It's like similar to us. Like we played some shows with Carcass, and we'd show up to the venue, and they'd be like, "Oh, you have to do merch matching." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Okay, so you got to sell your shirts for $40 and your sweatshirts for $70, and you cannot go lower because that's what Carcass is selling them at."
Yeah,
and that's like what you have to do. Like it's like one of these weird like band requests where you're like, "Fuck, you gotta suck that thing." You know what I mean? Like if you want to.
I'm like, and now bands have to do fucking. Hey, if you have a light show, we have to see it. They have to approve it because they don't want you looking better than the headliner.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jeez,
shit like that. Yeah. Shit like that.
Out of the game for a decade with the touring, and I'm sure like because I mean, when I was like last touring, the whole merch percentage was a new thing. That was like, you know, you play a show and the venue takes 20% of your merch. You know, they count you in, they count you out, and they take that percentage. You know what I mean? They see what you're selling everything for, and they want a chunk. You know, it's like slowly but surely they're taking more and more from bands and stuff, and it's getting harder and harder to survive out there.
It really is, and it's a shame. And a lot of venues are also, how do I put this delicately? Run very stupidly.
Yeah,
and like the bar money doesn't always affect the show money.
Yeah,
you know, like for example, like there's a venue in NorCal, and the box office and security, the production aspect, so like the people who run the concerts, sound guys, et cetera, and the bar, all three of them are separate. All three. So when I get to a show to load in, I have to check in with a person from each fucking team. And then if I have a show, say I have a show that cost me $5,000 and the door does $4,200, I'm out $800. But say that show at the bar did $10,000, and I go, yo, give me 10% to offset my costs. They turn around and go, oh, the bar is a separate entity. We don't cross money. And I'm like, why do you fucking operate like that? Like that's fucking stupid. Like if you can't just do a spreadsheet to see which costs come from where, why are you a fucking business?
Yeah.
I was thinking like if you're a whole venue and you have to have your liquor license, the bar is part of the whole deal.
Thank you.
How could you separate something under one license? You know?
Exactly.
I
don't know. I don't fucking know, man.
So yeah, dude. That's it's definitely sounds like there's a lot more stress for you than it is for me, dude. And I have already had plenty of stress at shows, so I'm like,
how often do you run shows wearing sandals, Joel Haston?
Let's see it.
I don't anymore, ever.
I bet you have.
I sandals used to be a frequent part of the outfit. I was a Santa Cruz boy through and through. Cut off jean shorts and sandals, dude. That was my look for many, many years, dude.
That's us, dude.
Yep.
I was in it, dude. I was doing that on stage. Maybe not cut off jeans, but I was still rocking the shorts, dude.
Yeah.
There's plenty of severed like photos of me and the band on tour, and I'm literally standing there in shorts and sandals before we're gonna play.
You want to know what's funny is the death
Yeah,
metal the death metal scene is the #1 scene that does that. Like I've seen more dudes roll up in flip flops and shorts that actually play the shows that way. Like a lot of people will roll up just like that, but then they'll put on their stage clothes, you know, and like. But the death metal, dude, I love it. Like especially,
I would honestly say, yeah. Who else were you gonna say? I want to add more people to my team.
Well, no, I was just gonna say like definitely like fucking death metal and like gore grind, and especially the elements of metal that typically have larger fan bases. I mean larger like other fat dudes like me. There's a lot of sandals being worn by fat dudes in metal, and I actually don't know the reason why.
It's more comfortable for their ankles, dude.
That's just music to my ears as a aspiring sandal merch producer for the show.
Well, you probably are like, as soon as you're done playing, you want to get out of whatever footwear you're in and let your feet air out, because they've been fucking going 250 beats per minute for the last half hour, 45 minutes, dude.
Yeah, it's true. You don't have a chance, but you're thinking about it in the back of your head. It's true. You want to get out of those sweaty socks.
Have you tried playing barefoot or with anything other than what are your this is a good question, Joseph. What's your favorite drumming shoes?
I'm wearing them. I got the same shoes. They're just like kind of running shoes, whatever. I think they're actually Skechers that I bought in Hawaii that are
flat foots.
And what style stilettos? God damn it! I was trying to make a joke and I fucked up.
You just ruined the segment.
You got 3 or 4 inch heels, dude.
I know, 3 or 4 inch.
Oh, there's a whole I don't know if you know this, but there's a whole thing on the YouTube about different metal drummers playing different shoes and seeing if you could still do it. And stilettos are in that equation.
Is stiletto a high heel type shoe or whatever?
Yeah. Or I should have just said heels, because I'm actually not sure exactly what stilettos
I don't either, dude. I'm literally learning what stilettos are right now.
But I can play barefoot, and I can play with shoes, and I can play a little faster with shoes. And some people play with socks, and I don't know how you do socks because it's so slippery on the fucking pedal. Yeah, but some people like swear by it, and I'm like, because they're like, because my feet get cold, and I'm like, no, they don't. You're going fast. They're not going to get cold,
man. Your feet get cold. That's a random ass thing, dude. So I wonder. So yeah, are they low top, high top? Do you like ankle support? I really want to know.
I honestly don't even know that much about shoes to tell you what.
Are they above or below your ankle?
They're below my ankle. I can say that.
Okay, so you want your ankle free to hinge. There you go. Yep. Okay. You need that hinge.
They're a little boomery, but they're cool.
But you need the sock insulation around the ankle, though.
Yeah, I wear athletic socks under, generic running shoes. Not like actual running shoes that you buy at a running shoe store. Just Skechers or fucking whatever,
Because ankle's totally the main hinge that you're on, right? Obviously, yeah.
That actually depends on the speed you're going. And there's a whole different set of motions associated with different speeds.
Are you heel down or toe down?
I'm a heel up player. So
your heels are floating?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Heel down is gnarly, dude. I don't know how people get a lot of power out of it. You got to use your whole leg.
You gotta ask Troy Fullerton, dude.
We're talking about this now?
Yeah, Joel.
It was just we're filling, dude. Everybody was peeing,
dude. Heel down is.
Yeah, I took the biggest piss of my fucking life. I didn't realize how long we've been live, dude.
Been live since like 1983.
I could have fucking peed on Joel from here, dude.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
We would have been connected by our streams, dude.
Great. Yeah.
Stream.
What's up, dude?
Crossing streams.
Crossing streams. Holy reference. Shit.
Dude, you always cross the streams. I mean, you never cross the streams. Fuck, dude.
So when you crossing streams moment tonight. I mean, this whole podcast tonight. That's
what I'm saying.
Big stream crosser.
He went deep on the references right there. The metaphorical references.
So Joel, number one, when you pee, is it heel down or heel up?
So it depends. If I'm in a public space, where I don't want to touch the urinal, you know, I go up on my.
You definitely hover, dude.
I do heel up so I can lean on the
Heel
wall.
up,
You know
okay.
what I mean?
We got a heel up guy. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's heel up.
Joel number 2. When you pee, is it heel up or heel down?
He said I'm Joel number 1, motherfucker. Let's get
Joel
this straight
number
real quick.
1. Yeah.
Well, right now you're in Joel number 2 because he's
When I'm
already
Joel number because I'm Joel number 2, I sit down in number 2 fashion with my fucking.
I was gonna
flat
say.
footed.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
I was just
Dude.
joking around. Sorry.
Oh man, my reference was good, or my joke was going to be Joel number 1 squats in a urinal. For a
Joel number
pee.
1 squats number 2. But can we?
No, you only squirt for number 1, dude.
Squirt. Whoa.
whoa.
Oh, okay. All right,
That
dude,
depends
but
on-
this
that
is what
depends on-
happens. This is what happens when I have a lot on live, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's all right.
I
Who's
got
still
the
with us?
answer.
Is anybody
yeah,
even
that's
with
the
us right now?
answer.
Yeah, what are our stats at?
You
right
guys,
now?
Oh,
we
I
are
checked it a
live
couple
on
times. It's like
YouTube
10 or
right
11
now.
people.
We are still
Nice.
live. So
I'm
Six-
getting texts. I
six-
left my
the
phone in the bathroom.
world is watching.
6
The
people
world.
still watching.
The
Joel
whole
Moran
world.
said 2 Joels, 1 bike
Dude, yes, dude.
Yes, dude.
during the bike
That's it.
segment.
Dude, can we have
yeah.
can we have Murray order you another Odious jersey with 2 heads spots?
Dude,
And we walk
Oh,
around
God.
just stuck together,
somebody
dude.
message Murray. He'd be awake right now.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Murray.
that'd be
We
awesome.
love Murray. We love you, man.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you
Again.
for the jerseys
Yeah,
again,
thanks,
Murray.
man. Love it.
It's so cool you sent
Those
those
are
to
so
us,
sick, dude.
man.
Yeah,
From
dude.
Australia,
Cali
dude,
Death
all the way
Hoops.
from out there.
And he
like,
sent
doing
him to the
this for us.
sexiest fucking models that you could have. So I
Dude.
appreciate that.
I
Well,
know.
you know,
we're
we
gonna
try.
we're gonna do another pod. We've already done the Cryptopsy one with 9 people, dude. We can get everybody else who's got a jersey on.
We should
for
just
the
see if we can get a
podcast,
podcast
dude.
with like 7 bands and like see if we can get like 100 folks on
Dude, why not?
Well,
and just see
Uh,
what a
Wow.
clusterfuck
And
that
of,
would be.
and of course, I gotta remember everybody's name before I do the fucking intro, right?
The intro would take half the episode.
we've got
Dude,
blah, 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 blah.
seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, Vox and Hops does that shit, right? He's got like
Yeah, he's
1,000.
like
got that
that.
down, dude.
good old
So
Matt.
so Joel, so you're getting into the podcasting realm. Like
Yes, sir.
what made you, because the Joel Cupcake Live, shout out, all that stuff is like you've
dude.
been doing like straight up.
Like
I've been
Joe
like,
Cupcake.
and I've been watching, like, you know, sometimes I work at home a lot, and like you'll pop up and I'll be like, fuck yeah, Joel just sitting here just talking to me, like, and you answer all my questions, I throw them in there and you answer them, and it's just like, it's a fun interactive experience. Like, what led you down that path and when did you start?
So I needed something to not make me go crazy during COVID. So that was
Mhm.
that. And right before COVID happened, I was at a show. We had when the Vets Hall reopened in Santa Cruz, we had Terror, which was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people came, and somebody, I don't remember exactly what he said to me, but basically like one of my friends was like, oh, well, I can never tell when you're being like real Joel or pinup Joel. And I was like, the fuck's that supposed to mean? And he was like,
I know what that means.
I know you know what that means, but like I didn't really get it at the time, you know, because it was
Yeah.
someone I had always been cool with. Like he's never been in a band or anything.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was like, when would you have seen this supposed pinup Joel? You know what I mean? And then the more I talk about it, the more like, especially like the newer generation of showgoers and even bands, like don't approach me. They go talk to Casey or they go talk to Eric or they like ask somebody to introduce me to them. Like almost like I'm this unapproachable, holy promoter or something. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I want to do something where I like peel it back or, you know, for the wedding terms, take the veil off. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
people just get to know me and see how I am as a fucking person. And like, I'm just some fucking goober that loves fucking music and fucking gets to talk to my fucking friends about it and does silly shit. And when I drink, I take my shirt off and stone cold beers together. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's who I am. You know what I mean? Like I love music and I love what I do. And I'm going to make sure I'm successful. Like I'm fucking turning 35 this year. I can't just put on shows and lose money because I love my scene anymore. And
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
people I feel like understand that. There's still some that don't and they can go fucking eat a fat one. You know what I mean? Like, but that's why I started doing it. And also like I have so many friends and like you guys all seem like you watched the episode that Joel and I did. Like when you watch these shows, it's so like here's 10 questions. Here's my fucking product sponsor. Here's my fucking thumb up my ass.
You had to leave for a second, and Joel was put on the spot as being the main runner of somebody else's show.
I love that.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
For like 30 to a minute, he was like running your shit. I don't remember, dude.
You said you really have to pee, and then you said, I feel like I'm on Facebook Live right now. And then
I love it.
Casey came back.
Dude,
because that's what Joel's whole thing was like. He's saying like, I don't edit shit. Like whatever's going on is going on. I'm not going to sit back and edit shit. So whatever you say is going to be a thing. So
that's like
I was kind of like,
well, that and I like the personal conversations. You know what I mean? Like you even look at like fucking Joe Rogan. Personally, I fucking hate Joe Rogan, but his shit, it doesn't feel like they're having. But it doesn't feel like the conversation's organic, you know. It's like it's like I'm Joe Rogan. This is my guest.
I liked him before, but it's all good.
So you know what I'm saying, like, especially when you watch something on a video, the video can be so awkward because it's like a scripted conversation. That's why I'm like, no, let's just basically it's you and I on FaceTime and I film it. It's basically how I have explained it to Joel.
The way you explained yourself as PinUp Joel, I want to go to a show now, and I want to treat you like the guards of the Buckingham Palace, where you're straight faced, and I'm trying to get you to fucking smile. That's what I want to do. That's my new goal: is to meet you in person in the PinUp Joel mode when. Post-pandemic,
PinUp Joel. Look, we've kind of taken PinUp Joel a little too far. PinUp, there's times,
come on.
There's times where he's like,
funny, because I know, but
every time,
my shit.
No, your shit sucks. Your shit's whack. But
dude, Joel. Dude,
I was trying to I thought he was gonna keep talking, and I thought he stopped talking.
You thought I was gonna keep talking. I think I was at the end.
Let the man finish. Come on.
I'm done.
Dude, I thought your shit.
Joel number one needs to talk.
Whatever, I'm drunk, dog. That was funny.
No, we're all friends. We're just fucking around.
Nah, it's all good.
So Joel,
he
our
knew
guest.
I was coming to the end of it. He knew I was
coming to the end of it. So the guest, continue, please. Love you.
What?
I wasn't talking.
I was just about to say, like, wait,
was that? Fuck, dude.
We took it. It's all good.
That's all right.
It's all good.
I think what regular Joel was gonna say. This motherfucker over here next to me. I really hope he's on the same location on everyone's screen.
I'm probably like here.
No.
I think
you're bottom right for me, Joel.
Oh well, fuck it. Well, that the asshole in the hat. Okay, let's do that. To go off what you were gonna say, Anthony. Like, I'm not that bad because like Joel could come up to me at a show and be like, "Hey, let me buy you a shot," and I'm like, "Not right now. I'm busy." And I'm
totally.
And like, he'll pester me. He'll like knock me down. He'll be like, "Hey man, so how about that shot?" And I'm like, "Dude, motherfucker! Like it's been 2 bands. Calm down."
It's like, literally okay. If Joel was at his IT job right now, and Trevor was to come in like, "Hey, dude, let's fucking take a shot right now, dude. Let's fucking do it." You know, like you're in work mode. That's all. I was just joking about that, but you're totally in work mode at that time.
Totally.
So it's like Joel's like, "Oh, dude, let's party." And you're like, "Wait, I got like all these responsibilities."
Oh no, yeah,
popping around in my brain right now. Yeah. It's like
my whole point
I gotta make sure this happens and this happens.
Yeah. My whole point about Joel, like the Joel mode, is that he's not always in full go mode. And he has this chill times. Last time I actually saw his a show that he put on, I filmed him standing there, and I just like filmed him like being all like Joel, and I just like sent him the fucking video.
I hate it when people talk to me when I work at work, dude. Like the old school guys who bring in their custom hot rods and shit, and they're like,
no, but he's focused, man.
No, I know. That's what I'm just saying. I'm putting it into my perspective right now. So it's like I'm working on a hot rod right now, and there's an old man who literally only wants to talk about cars. I don't even fucking like cars, dude. I leave work and I fucking don't even think about cars at all, dude. I make all these cars go straight. I make all their tires wear fucking evenly, but I don't give a shit about them as soon as I punch out, you know?
Yep.
So when I'm in that mode and dudes want to talk to me about their car while I'm working on their car, it's just like
I love it when you.
I'm really like
every
I
time, quickly
make it happen. Like, yo, I don't even like underneath the hood of these cars. That's the thing that I tell them. I don't even work on motors. Okay. Once you say you don't work on motors, then they're like, oh wait. It's like playing chess, dude. It's like, dude, he just took my queen without even fucking me knowing, dude. Like, he just fucking that night. I forgot about that night, and the queen's gone. Now I don't have access to the fucking chessboard.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah.
And then they're like,
it.
oh, okay. Then they'll talk about like Hall and Oates and fucking music and shit like that. And I'm just like, okay, I'll talk about that for a little bit, and then. Like they gas out quick, and then they want to talk about cars again, and I'm just like, I gotta keep steering them away from it. And it got, and I'm gonna be honest. Now it got to the point where I gotta go, OSHA, you can't be in the shop, dude. You can't be in the shop with me right now. Like if you actually want to have a good conversation, I kind of won't say that. You can come hang out with me, whatever. But the dudes that want to talk cars, I literally like, oh, dude,
yeah.
I mean, I literally can't have you in the shop right now, dude. Like
Joel's basically like he's
a
babysitter, basically of a full crowd of drunk people.
So that's
that
a
are
long explanation of where I know where Joel is in those situations. You know, like he's trying to make shit happen. He doesn't really want to. I mean, it's not like he doesn't want to. Of course, like if you could balance it, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But you're more so like I'm gonna pull off this show 1st.
Yeah, exactly. But the difference between us with the car shit is like you get that and you tell them to shut the fuck up and they shut the fuck up. I get like marginalized. You know what I mean? Like when I tell people like, hey, they're like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I'm a concert promoter. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, what do you do? They always have a dumb question. And then when I explain it, they're like, I hate to like, so who's the biggest person you've like worked with? Like, do I know them? And I'm like, this is my job. Like, I'm having a taco with my fucking hot ass girlfriend, and you're asking
there you go.
The fucking best part of my job. If I wanted to answer that for a complete stranger, I'd go sit on my fucking computer, do a live Ask Me Anything with my fucking thumb up my asshole. Like, you know what I mean?
Just say Madonna and walk away. Just be like, Madonna did.
Yeah. No, I tell people Skrillex, and then usually, unless they're an EDM person, that's a conversation ender. I just go Skrillex, and they're like,
you read the room, you see what kind of person's asking you, and you're like, what music does this person hate the most?
Yes, exactly. Like, EDM, tight, word, perfect.
Cannibal Cum Holocaust. I don't know, and they're like, oh, okay, well, that's cool.
It's like when you tell when you tell a stoner you don't smoke weed. Like that response. That's what I want most of the time. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, dude, like this new strain, like the fucking blueberry waffle kush. Yo, dude, I don't smoke weed.
As I'm smoking some sour diesel lemon kush.
Even better. To be fair, I don't have a problem with weed. I just want to make that crystal clear. No, I'm not coming after you, bro. Don't worry.
It's all good, dude. I don't think you would, dude. I think we're good after this. 2+ hour. Well, I don't even know.
I think we're pushing 3. I think we're gonna probably start rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I've been having a blast tonight.
Yeah, this has been fun. Thanks for having me, boys. Like,
hell yeah, dude.
Was there any other, like, I know Joel, you made it sound like you had some like pretty specific promoter questions you wanted to ask me. Was there anything you guys didn't get to ask me, or like any of you, Joseph, fucking Casey, Anthony?
No, I got to ask my specific questions, I think.
Yeah, I feel like there's stuff in there, but
I do have a shout out actually. Oh my god, I shouldn't have said that before I got the name up. You guys talk for a minute.
So Joseph wears glasses, I wear a hat.
And you don't even wear your logo on your jersey, dude.
Shout out. So you remember last episode, Dave Haley, Australia. I asked if there's any Cali Death podcast listeners in Australia, and Nick Morgan hit us up. He says, I'm from Australia and love the podcast. He's
sick, dude.
Been to the US to come to festivals here.
Wow.
Love you
And
guys.
he says we just don't get the stacked brutal death metal lineups that you guys get.
That's
And to
fucking
that, I
sick.
have to say, come out to some shows and hang out, and also bring
Yeah,
out
dude.
Disentomb because they're fucking sick.
And bring out
Real
Dave
death metal.
Haley with you.
Yeah.
Just bring him by himself.
Just bring him by himself.
But
Bring
shout
him.
out to
No,
Nick
it's
Bring
Morgan
him.
and all the other Australian Cali Death fans.
That's
Because he
fucking
made it
sick.
sound like it's really hard to get out of there, dude. So just
Wow.
bring Dave only.
We just want dive highlight.
Dive.
Dive
Dive.
highly. Our last episode was Dave Haley from Psychroptic. Joel, do you know the band
yes.
Psychroptic?
Yes.
Sick, dude.
I think did
Yeah.
I book them a couple years ago, Joel? I think I did, right?
It's like
I think you might have. Yeah. I think you did actually.
The
I'm
cannabis
the-
corpse.
I'm to the point where I don't remember, guys. I have to like ask the people
That's
that come to
okay,
my
dude.
shows. Like, yeah, did I
I
book them?
totally. I said Brain Drill and Odious Mortem. There's like 2-3 more bands on that thing. You just don't remember anymore, dude.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
Balmer,
don't.
dude.
I was like, oh, this. It's funny that this episode started with how we could figure out our earliest memories, but my memory's shit after
Oh,
that.
dude, so shit.
Dude.
Bro, if my girlfriend puts my keys somewhere that's not where I leave them when I get home, I have a fucking goddamn like baby meltdown, dude. Because I can't remember a fucking thing. I always tell her like, "Hey, honey, thanks for loving me, even though I have the short-term memory of a goldfish."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Honey, goldfish don't have a memory," and I'm like, "That's my fucking point."
Yeah,
Like-
No, I put my keys in a place and I can't find them. So like, I don't have.
I literally
girlfriend
bought a
putting them in that
magnetic
literally-
keychain to stick them to my bag, dude.
Well, there's that new Apple tag thing. The new Apple tag where it's like a little.
Oh,
thing that you
the
can
Oh
add
yeah, you can
to
hook
your
it up
thing.
to your phone or whatever.
the tile or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. You
Mm.
could just like like GPS is where your keys are and shit. Like figure it out.
it's actually pretty fucking. Maybe I should get that.
Yeah. I was thinking about putting one on my cat. Just for fun. But,
Dude, actually, that's a super smart idea, bro.
right? Yeah,
'Cause
they got to be making
mean,
dog tags.
Is Sagan outdoor indoor?
He's not, but it's for fun. Like where is he, dude?
Just where's he in the house?
Where is he hiding in the house tonight?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
like,
back
he's
that,
out
I'll back
under the
that.
pool table.
Oh shit! Dude.
All right, well, fuck yeah, Joel, dude. I fucking love your podcast. I it was awesome to be on it, and
I was
fucking-
very, very entertained on his. I'll admit it was the only podcast that I listened to, but I did want to. Dude, I have a massive list of podcasts that I listen at work. That's all I do is just one ear.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm not saying I want to work that in more, but it's on my subscriber list.
Thank
know?
you, bro. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Joel,
is.
thank
Go-
you for being on the show.
Everyone
Yeah,
should
fuck
go
yeah.
subscribe to Joel Cupcake for sure.
Yes, for sure. Joe
give that guy
Joe
some
Cupcake
fucking
Live.
love.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. And
One of the
and,
sweetest men in the fucking industry.
and if you want to find me on the internet, you can just go to google.com and type in Joel Cupcake, and I'm
Dude.
the first like 5 things that pop up.
That's the way to go.
Fuck
you
yeah.
know, if
Hell
you
yeah.
make enough of a splash, you just
You want
Google
what?
that shit.
You want to know what's hilarious about that fact I just read off? I still can't get that stupid blue check mark on any of these fucking social media platforms.
What do you even have to do to get that?
You have to have
Dude,
a certain amount of followers. Dan Kenny's got it. You gotta
You
have
have
some,
to
like,
beat all the levels in Zelda.
Dude, yes. Oh, that's the problem. I didn't finish
Breath of the
Zelda.
Wild,
Prove it
dude.
on your phone, and then like connects you.
Well, dude, my son's definitely fucking ready twice. Then, dude, he should already have 2 blue checks, dude.
Yeah. Can we announce next week's guest? Because they said on their podcast they said they were doing it. So I think we're clear to announce it.
Boom. Let's do it.
Antheos coming on.
Yep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yes, coming next week. Yep.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Naveen and Cheney
Just
finally.
got signed to Metal Blade too.
This guy, I know.
Yeah, dude.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Big fucking announcement this last.
I literally
week,
was just texting them because I listened to that last podcast and was cracking up because they
So
went
funny.
out. They went out and celebrated and got hammered, and they came back into the podcast.
Yeah.
Dude.
And so they're just all
awesome.
drunk. It's like a 30-minute podcast of them just going like,
That's so
Oh,
funny.
I'm gonna
fucking-
check that
he's
out,
all-
dude.
He's all
Oh,
this
they're
fucking.
awesome.
He's all these drinks down over this place in Santa Cruz. They do triple shots, dog. I got,
Oh, dude, I definitely want to listen to that now.
No, it was good. It was funny. I literally texted him. I was like, "You guys need to do more of those drunk podcasts." And then
Hell yeah.
they responded to me as like, "We do more than you know." And I was like,
Well, maybe this Thursday might be a
little sauce?
slosh fest, dude.
A little saucy.
maybe I was thinking maybe going over there and like having like 3 people
Why
in one
not,
frame.
dude?
It'd be funny.
Why not?
That'd be tight. You could do that.
As long as we can hear everybody, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who gives a piss?
Also, have you guys ever heard of the band from the East Bay called Splattered?
I've heard of the name for sure.
First off, their last record is insane. You would all like it. But
I keep
Anthony,
thinking of Splattered
Anthony,
Cadaver.
yeah,
Oh.
Anthony looks just like Travis, their guitar player.
Hell
What
yeah.
up?
And like you
What up,
kind of talk,
Travis?
you kind of talk like him
Doppelganger.
too. You kinda talk
Doppelganger
like him,
Travis,
too.
what's going down, brother?
So we're gonna start calling you Travis.
Give it up
number
for
two?
Splattered, bro.
Splattered. Give it up for Embalmer, dude.
Give it up
Yeah.
for
Alright,
Embalmer, dude.
What's up, dude?
Embalmed.
Hey, everybody. Hey, what's up,
Hey.
dude? This has been another episode of the Cali Death Podcast, dude.
32. Wait, no,
31.
31.
31.
Shit, I'm fucking moving ahead now, guys. Come on.
You're time traveling with us with that booze.
I think I am, dude.
You're just so eager to keep going, dude.
Bro,
Well, fuck yeah.
Bro, you've had hella
Thanks,
booze,
Casey.
dude.
Yeah, there it is. We can wrap it up
Fuck
now.
yeah. Let's
Well,
wrap it up.
Full
We're-
circle.
Twitch,
We're good.
Twitch homies that still stuck around, thank you so much. YouTube homies that stuck around, thank you so much. And Cali Death Podcast is wrapping one up again. Hit up fucking Joel Cupcake Live on all the platforms.
Yes, sir.
Cali Death Podcast on all Instagram, YouTube, fucking Facebook. Hit all the buttons and shit. We love you guys. Oh, we didn't even mention it. Now nobody's gonna even know. 666 subscribers. Fucking my high school self is like, yay, Anton LaVey. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Entheos.